Hey, what's up everybody? Ben here from blogwithben.com, and welcome to the step-by-step video tutorial on how to start your very own self-hosted WordPress health and fitness blog. Now, this step-by-step video is a fully comprehensive online course, 0 steps skipped from start to finish. I'm going to show you everything you need to know on how to build, grow, and monetize your very own professional digital platform using WordPress. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Here you'll find professional step-by-step tutorials on how to build, grow, and monetize WordPress blogs. Now, if you haven't done so already, I encourage you to subscribe and sign up for my mailing list. That way you can stay up to date with all the future video tutorials and even gain access to my free ebook, The Blog Starter Kit. So, with that being said, let's take a closer look at what you're going to be learning in this video. Alright, so I've packed this tutorial with a ton of value, but here are the main topics that we're going to cover in this video. First, you're going to learn how to set up your web hosting account using Bluehost web hosting. Next, we're going to install the WordPress.org blogging software. Then we're going to install the free WordPress theme called Radiate. Next, you're going to learn how to set up your blog for success by installing plugins and creating a child theme for your blog. Then you're going to learn how to design your blog and create a truly unique experience for your users. You're also going to learn how to use HTML to customize your blog's overall look and feel. And I'm going to show you how to install an opt-in form and grow your audience with email marketing. You're also going to learn how to create a landing page and build your email list and client base while implementing multiple revenue streams. And I'm also going to show you how to create a sitemap and submit it to Google so that you can be found on the search engines. And finally, you're going to learn how to secure your blog and keep it safe from outside threats. Plus, as an added bonus, you'll also learn how to monetize your blog so that you can start earning a passive income with your digital platform. This is important because the health and fitness blogging industry has become a billion-dollar niche. And the sooner that you can get your foot in the door, the quicker you'll be able to start generating revenue with your blog. Next, let's take a closer look at what we're going to be creating. What you're looking at right now is Radiate Free, and this is a free version of the Radiate WordPress theme that we'll be using to build your blog. It has some pretty amazing features out of the box, plus it gives you a ton of flexibility whenever it comes to customization. For starters, the homepage allows you to present your content with a minimalist yet attractive feel. And one thing that I really love about this theme is that it comes with a full-width parallax header. This creates a truly unique user experience and is typically a feature that you have to pay for with other WordPress themes. Additionally, the theme's colors, background, sidebar, and blog feed are all easily customizable and can be built to match your particular brand. Plus, I really love the front page featured section, which gives you the opportunity to connect to a landing page. This is a highly effective way to grow your following and build your email list. Now, the blogging features include a 2-column layout that allows you to publish great-looking content and earn money at the same time. This free theme lets you easily implement affiliate marketing promotions, Google AdSense campaigns, and you can even sell your own products from your blog. The sky's the limit, and Radiate Free gives you the ability to earn a passive income online. Additionally, I'm going to give you access to my code cheat sheet, which saves you the headache of having to manually code everything yourself. My cheat sheet lets you easily copy and paste the ready-made code and gives you the ability to customize every aspect of this theme so that it fits your style and overall brand. Also, no blog is complete without having a way to build your following. This theme allows lead generation capabilities, and it can help you build and grow your email list. And that's why I'm going to show you how to set up your email marketing campaigns and install an opt-in form within your blog. This is the perfect growth launchpad for any digital business, and it's 100% free. Additionally, I'm going to show you how to create sleek and stylish web pages to accompany your blog posts. This feature gives you the ability to expand your blog's look and feel and can also open the door to multiple opportunities such as selling products, promoting affiliate offers, and expanding your blog's reach. Plus, I'm going to show you how to build everything you've seen so far, step by step. And one final note, people nowadays are spending an increased amount of time on their mobile devices, which means they'll expect your site to be responsive. Having a responsive design not only helps you meet and exceed these expectations, But as of April 21st, 2015, Google Search expanded its use of mobile friendliness as a ranking signal. So if you want to get found on Google, your blog needs to be responsive. And as you can see, this free theme is 100% responsive, and it looks pretty amazing. The user experience on the desktop is mimicked on any mobile device or tablet, and the responsiveness of this theme can assure you that you are meeting the mobile requirements of Google's search algorithm. That's the great thing about WordPress. They offer some pretty substantial layouts whenever you compare them to the premium themes on the market. For example, this premium theme is going for about $130, and that's just for the theme alone. That doesn't even include the professional services to install the theme. Now, as you can see, this company is charging you nearly $400 to do what I'm going to show you in this very video. Plus, this tutorial includes some web design and development aspects, and many WordPress designers will charge thousands of dollars for custom design and development. So, if you think about it, that's a savings of thousands of dollars if you follow my video and just do it yourself. So, with that being said, let's get started. Alright, now in this portion of the tutorial, I'm going to show you step by step how to set up your very own self-hosted WordPress blog using Bluehost web hosting. I personally use both of these services for the majority of my web properties, and just know that after this tutorial, you're going to have an extremely powerful digital platform that will allow you to scale and monetize your blog very quickly. Now, this tutorial will be taking you through my Bluehost affiliate link, and all that means is that if you decide to make a purchase, I'll earn a small commission. But by doing so, you're helping me keep my blog up and running, and you're helping me provide for my family. So for that, I truly thank you. Plus, this link is an exclusive offer for WordPress users. Bluehost has partnered with WordPress, and as you'll see in a few moments, this exclusive offer is packed with some amazing features for WordPress bloggers. It really is a phenomenal partnership that they've developed. And one final note, this offer comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so rest assured that you can get a full refund if you need to. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright, now in order for you to take advantage of Bluehost's exclusive offer for WordPress users, you have a couple options. If you're watching this video on YouTube, simply click on the Bluehost link within the show notes below the video. And you'll just click on this link that says access to Bluehost's exclusive offer. And again, that's an affiliate link. Or if you're watching this video on blogwithben.com, simply click on the resources tab in the menu at the top of the screen. And this will take you to my resources page. And as you can see, I list all of the tools and resources that I use on a daily basis that have helped me find success online. Now, whenever you have some extra time, I really encourage you to take a closer look at everything on this page. But for this tutorial, we're going to be setting up your web hosting account. So to get started, simply click on the Try Bluehost button. And again, this button is also an affiliate link. Alright, as you can see, this is a special offer for WordPress users. By using my affiliate link, you'll get a free domain, a free SSL certificate, an automatic WordPress install, access to Bluehost's new user dashboard, which is an amazing new feature, and 24/7 technical support, all for only $3.95 per month. Plus, because this package is optimized for WordPress, your web host servers come with proven performance, reliability, and functionality that will give your blog a strong foundation for long-term success. Bluehost web hosting, coupled with WordPress blogging software, is by far one of the strongest blogging platforms available. So, to get started, simply click on the green Get Started Now button. And that's going to take us to the Select Your Plan page. And as you can see, you have three separate options here: the Basic, Plus, and Prime plan. And again, this is all personal preference, and your choice really depends on how you're running your blog or your online business. But for this tutorial, we're just going to be using the Basic plan, which allows us to host one domain. And I should also mention that Bluehost gives us this domain for free, which is pretty cool. But if you plan on having multiple domains and websites, then I highly recommend going with either the Plus or Prime plan. This allows you to host unlimited websites. However, for this tutorial, we're going to be using the Basic plan. So once you've decided on what plan you're going to use, go ahead and click the green Select button. And that will take us to the Sign Up Now page where you'll have a couple of different options. On the left-hand side of the screen is where you'll sign up if you don't have a domain name. And on the right-hand side of the screen is where you'll sign up if you do have an existing domain. Now, I should mention that if you're signing up with an existing domain, there are a couple of extra steps that you'll need to do in order to transfer that domain. However, for this tutorial, we'll be signing up with our brand new free domain. So if you have an existing domain, you'll still follow along in this video, but after you're done with the tutorial, there are still a few extra steps that you'll need to do in order for your blog to be hosted with Bluehost. Luckily, I've made a separate video that walks you through that entire process. It's titled How to Transfer a Domain to Bluehost, and you can access it in the show notes below this video. Alright, so we're going to be using our brand new free domain. So on the left-hand side of the screen, under the New Domain section, simply type in your desired domain name. There we go. And then click the blue Next button. And this will bring you to the account information page. And it's pretty self-explanatory, but this is where you'll enter your account, package, and credit card information. Now, if you have a Gmail or Google account, you can bypass this part and just sign in with Google. But for this tutorial, I'm going to create a new account through Bluehost. So I'm just going to blur it out while I enter my personal information, but I wanted to take a quick second to reiterate why Bluehost is so helpful to the WordPress community and their users. For starters, Bluehost has a 24/7 WordPress support system in place, so if you ever need any additional help or have any questions, they are there for you. They also have the automatic WordPress install feature, which we're going to cover in a couple of minutes, but this makes getting your blog up and running super simple. They also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. So if for any reason you're unsatisfied with the service, you can get your money back. And finally, Bluehost is actually recommended by WordPress. Bluehost and WordPress have worked closely together since 2005 to create a hosting platform that's ideal for running WordPress websites. So you honestly cannot go wrong. Now, the next thing you're going to do is select your package information. And as you can see from the drop-down menu, under the account plan, you have a couple options here. One thing to keep in mind about the pricing is that the longer the subscription, the lower the monthly price. So if you opt to purchase the 36-month plan, your monthly rate will be cheaper than the 12-month plan. But for this tutorial, we're going to be going with the starter basic 12-month plan, which is only $5.95 per month. Once you've selected your plan, you have the option of adding some additional features to your plan. These are 100% optional, but I highly recommend that you at least select the Domain Privacy Protection add-on. Reason being, anytime you purchase a domain, your personal information is viewable on the Whois directory, meaning anyone can find your personal information online. However, with the Domain Privacy Protection add-on, that will keep your personal information safe and secure and will make it undetectable. So it's totally worth the 99 cents per month in my opinion. Now, let's say that you don't want to purchase the Domain Privacy Protection and you uncheck the box. You'll notice that even Bluehost is like, whoa, are you sure you want your personal contact information available for everyone to see? So it should be no surprise why Bluehost and I highly recommend shelling out the 99 cents per month to keep your personal information safe. Now, the site lock security, code guard, and SEO tools are optional, but again, for this tutorial, we're only going to add on the domain privacy protection. Now, another thing I want to point out is that Bluehost is extremely transparent with their pricing, which is why I use and recommend them. As you can see, they display your price as you're deciding on which package to purchase. This gives you peace of mind, and the upfront pricing assures you that there will be no surprises with your bill. All right, next, you're going to select your payment option and enter your billing information. You can either pay by credit card or PayPal, which is pretty convenient, but one thing I should mention is that you'll be billed annually, and all that means is that you'll be billed once a year for your hosting plan. And let me show you my Bluehost email receipt real quick. I purchased the basic 12-month starter plan that comes with the free SSL certificate and free domain name. But I also purchased the domain privacy protection add-on, and my total cost is $83.28 per year, which comes out to $6.94 per month. That's less than $100 to have your own website. There are design companies and freelancers that charge anywhere from $400 to $10,000 to build a WordPress website. We're going to do it for less than $100. That is unreal. All right, so once you've entered in all the required information, go ahead and click the small box confirming that you've read and agreed to the terms of service, and then click the green submit button. And it'll be processing for a few seconds. And then next you'll see some special offers available from Bluehost. And you do have the option to add these features for your hosting plan, but for this tutorial, we're just going to click no thanks. And the next page is the account confirmation section. One thing to note is that Bluehost conveniently emails you all of this information. And as you can see from my confirmation email, Bluehost provides all the specifics of my hosting account within this email. So be sure to keep an eye out for it and always keep this information in a safe and secure location. All right, so the next thing you want to do is create a password for your account. So go ahead and click the Create Your Password button. And then you'll be taken to a page where you'll manage your password. Now you have a couple of options whenever it comes to selecting a password. You can either create your own, or you can have Bluehost generate a password for you. I recommend letting Bluehost generate your password. So go ahead and click the Suggest Password button. And Bluehost will then generate a very strong password for you. Now, I highly recommend that you copy and paste this password in a safe and secure location like an Excel spreadsheet or a separate file. It's just a good idea to always have a backup of your password. Now, I'm going to click the Suggest Password link again so that I can generate a password and blur it out so that thousands of people won't see my password. And then once you have your password, go ahead and check the small box confirming that you've read and agree to the terms of service, and then click the Next button. And we've created our password. Now let's log into our account. So click the Login button. And we're in. Now you may get a screen that displays different themes to choose from. We're going to skip this for now because we're going to be installing your theme a little later on in this video. So for now, scroll down and click the Skip This Step link. Alright, so first things first, you should see a notice at the top of your screen stating that Bluehost is providing you with a temporary domain and that they'll update your blog with the correct domain as soon as it's ready. So if you visit your site and you see a funky domain, that's why, but don't freak out, they're going to automatically update it once it's ready. But in order for your new domain to display correctly, you'll still need to verify your email address. Now, Bluehost makes this process super simple and sends you an email, which is what you're looking at right now, where all you have to do is click a button. However, please be aware that you'll only have to do this if you registered your domain with Bluehost. If you registered your domain with a service like GoDaddy, then you'll need to follow a few additional steps in order for your domain to work with Bluehost. And like I said a little earlier in this video, I've created a video that walks you through that process, and the link is in the show notes of this tutorial. Anyways, keep an eye out for this email from Bluehost. You'll need to verify your email within 14 days or your domain will be deactivated. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Verify Your Email button. There we go. As you can see, the email has been verified with the Whois directory, and the new domain should show up shortly. But again, like I said, if you're still seeing a weird domain name in its place when you visit your blog, don't freak out. It will be automatically updated by Bluehost very soon. All right, now before we start building your blog, I want to give you a quick tour of the new and improved Bluehost interface. So go ahead and click the Go to My Bluehost account link below the Start Building button. And here we go, we're in. What you're looking at right now is Bluehost's new user experience. This is what you'll see every time you log into your account, and Bluehost has really streamlined the entire onboarding WordPress experience, making things easy to find and understand for anyone who is new to managing a blog. Take a look at this. There are companies out there that are charging nearly $400 per month to do what I'm going to show you how to do with Bluehost and WordPress in this very video. Again, this is one of the many reasons why I love the partnership that Bluehost and WordPress have created, and it's also why I'm a huge fan of their new back-end interface. And speaking of the new interface, this is what you'll see every time you log in, and this is also how you'll access your WordPress blog, which I should mention has automatically been installed. It's pretty cool. Again, that's that new feature. Now, let me show you what I mean about logging in and out to your account. So I'm actually going to log out really quick so that you can see how you'll log into your Bluehost account and your blog every time from here on out. All right, so now that I'm logged out, anytime you want to access the back end of your WordPress blog, you'll do so through Bluehost. And to do that, simply go to bluehost.com and click on the login link at the top of the screen. And that will bring you to the login portal, which is what you're looking at right now. And one thing to pay attention to is to make sure that you have the hosting login button selected. There's an option to log into your webmail, but we haven't set that up yet. So if you're wanting to access your blog, make sure the hosting login button is selected before entering your information. And then simply enter in your domain name as the username, and then enter the password you created whenever you signed up with Bluehost. Then, once you've entered in the username and password, click the blue submit button, and voila, that is how you'll log into your account from now on. All right, so now let's log into WordPress. So simply click the Log into WordPress button, and it may take a few seconds because this is the first time we're logging in. And there we go. Congratulations. You're in. You now have one of the most powerful and robust blogging platforms available. Now, before we start making changes, go ahead and click the I don't need any help link, since I'm going to be helping you out in this video. And you'll get a much better view of the customized Bluehost dashboard. And again, this is one of the many reasons why I love Bluehost. What you're looking at right now is Bluehost's simplified version of the WordPress dashboard. I like to think of this as being the new home base for your blog. Like I mentioned a little earlier in the video, Bluehost has really made some huge strides in simplifying the entire blogging process so that building your blog and getting your content out to the world is as easy as a click of the mouse. Bluehost has consolidated the most important parts of building a blog into their dashboard. So anytime you want to make a change, update, or publish a blog post, you'll do so through the Bluehost home section of their dashboard. Now, we'll cover all of this a little farther along in the video, but for now, you should be proud and pumped and excited that your blog is built on such a solid foundation. Moving on, next, let's make some adjustments to your blog so that you can set yourself up for success. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of building your blog, there are a few house cleaning tips that I always recommend doing prior to publishing your first blog post. Now, these tips are merely recommendations, and by no means do you have to actually set your blog up exactly like I do, but from my experience, these tips have been very beneficial to my blog's overall growth strategy, and they've helped me achieve a much stronger blogging foundation in the process. Now, in this video, I'm going to walk you through those tips and show you the 7 things I always do before I start a blog. So let's take a closer look at what those 7 things are. Number 1, change permalinks. This is where we'll change the permalink structure to something that's more attractive and more SEO friendly. This will improve the aesthetics, usability, and forward compatibility of your links. If you're shaking your head right now, no worries, we'll cover it all further in the video. Number 2, disable comments. This tip is pretty self-explanatory and it's definitely a personal preference, but sometimes I choose not to have comments on my blogs for a few different reasons. And this tip will show you how to disable comments altogether. However, if you want to give people the opportunity to comment on your blog, go ahead and skip this step. Number 3, update Gravatar. This is where we'll update the profile and image that will be used for your Gravatar account. We'll get into the specifics of why it's important later on in the video, but your Gravatar is a key component to your WordPress platform. Number 4, delete unnecessary plugins. WordPress pre-installs some pretty unnecessary plugins. For example, the Hello Dolly plugin displays Hello Dolly song lyrics at the top of the screen in your WordPress dashboard. It's virtually useless and eats up space, so this tip will show you how to get rid of the plugins that you're not going to use. Number 5, install recommended plugins. I always try to stay away from adding too many plugins to my blogs, but there are a few plugins that I always recommend adding to your blog's infrastructure, and this tip will show you the plugins that I always use before I start a blog. Number 6, update site title. Once again, by default, WordPress pre-names your site and predetermines your tagline. This tip will show you how to personalize your blog and your site's title and tagline so that it coincides with your blog's content. Number 7, change display name. Finally, I'll show you how to change the way your blog's name is displayed whenever you author a blog post. This gives you some flexibility whenever it comes to how your name is publicly displayed online. So with that being said, let's start with number 1 and change the permalink structure of your blog. Alright, in this portion of the tutorial, we're going to actually learn our way around the WordPress and Bluehost dashboards and set up a strong foundation before we start putting content online. It's easy to get excited once you finally get set up, but a lot of people jump the gun and start publishing content without getting their digital foundation set up properly. It's extremely important that we set ourselves up for success before we publish our first blog post. So, before we start publishing content, let's take a closer look at the Bluehost and WordPress dashboards and set a strong foundation for our blog. So, the first thing we're going to do is reconfigure our permalink settings. Now, if you're brand new to blogging, you're probably unfamiliar with what a permalink is, so let me give you a quick rundown of what permalinks are and why they're important. By definition, a permalink is a static hyperlink to a particular web page or blog post. All it really is, though, is it's the URL of the content that you're publishing on your WordPress blog. These are the links that you're going to be sharing with the world whenever you want to share your content online, and these are also the URLs that people will enter into their browsers whenever they want to view one of your pages. That's why it's very important for these links to be set up properly. Now, the WordPress default permalink settings looks like this. This is not very user-friendly as it includes the date within the URL. I recommend removing the dates so that your links are clean and optimized for the search engines. So the best way to do that is to have a URL structure that contains keywords only. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So in order to change the permalink settings, simply hover your mouse over Settings on the left-hand side of the screen and click on Permalinks. And this will bring you to the permalink settings menu. And as you can see, WordPress offers you the ability to create a custom URL structure for your permalink. Now, the permalink setting that I highly recommend you use is post name. This generates a short, memorable, and SEO-friendly URL that's based off of the title of each of your blog posts. So, for example, if your blog post is called Lose 10 Pounds in 2 Weeks, the URL for the post for this example would be bensnewbloggingvideo.com/lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. That's much better than the default setting that WordPress starts you out with, in my opinion. So to change the permalink settings, simply click on the post name circle to select it. There we go. And then at the bottom of the screen, click the Save Changes button. And the permalink structure has been updated. As you can see from the notification at the top of the screen. And let's take a quick look and I'll show you an example of this in action. If we go to a sample post, you can see that the post title, Hello World, is now in the permalink structure. So the link is now bensnewbloggingvideo.com/Hello World. And if you take a look at this before and after example, you can see that the new permalink is a lot cleaner, more user-friendly, and it's optimized for the search engines. So now that we've set up our permalink structure, let's move on to tip number 2. And before we do that, let me show you how to get back to your Bluehost dashboard. So anytime you need to get back to home base, simply hover your mouse over Bluehost in the upper left-hand side of the screen and click on Home, and that will take you back to the Bluehost dashboard. All right, moving on. Tip number 2, disable comments. Next, we're going to turn the comments off. Now, I know a lot of people may disagree with me on this one, and that's fine, but I personally choose not to allow comments on some of my blogs. Now, if you want to give people the opportunity to comment on your blog, that's totally fine. Just go ahead and skip this step. But like I said, sometimes I prefer to turn the comments off. So in order to do that, you're going to have to adjust your discussion settings. And you have a few ways to do that. First, let me show you how to do it in your WordPress dashboard. So to get to the WordPress dashboard, simply hover your mouse over Dashboard on the left-hand side of the screen and click on Home. And that will bring you to the WordPress version of the dashboard. Then, under the Welcome to WordPress section, click on the Turn Comments On or Off link. And that will bring you to the discussion settings. This is where you can configure various aspects of the comment settings. Now, before we do anything, let me show you how to get here from the Bluehost dashboard. I know this may seem redundant, but I want to give you a good feel of how to navigate through the dashboards for your blog. So let's go back to our Bluehost dashboard. So hover your mouse over Bluehost and click on Home. There we go. Then on the left-hand side of the screen, hover your mouse over Settings and click on Discussion. And that will also get you to the discussion settings. All right, so for this tutorial, we are turning the comments off. So just simply uncheck all of the boxes except the first 2. So uncheck all the boxes except for the first 2. And then scroll down to the bottom of the screen and click the Save Changes button. And there we go, we're done. Now I should mention that you can turn the comments on or off for specific blog posts, but I'll show you how to do that whenever we create our blog posts. All right, on to tip number 3, update Gravatar. All right, so if you're new to Gravatars, let me break it down for you. Your Gravatar is a globally recognized avatar. It's basically an image that follows you from site to site, appearing beside your name whenever you do things like comment or post on a blog. Even if you turned your comments off, it's always a good idea to have a Gravatar to enhance your online presence and increase your brand recognition. Here is a quick example of my Gravatar. As you can see, the Gravatar displays my image next to my comment. And simply put, Gravatars help identify your comments on blogs and web forums. Here's how it works. Basically, all you do is you upload an image and create your profile just once, and then whenever you participate in any Gravatar-enabled site, your Gravatar image will automatically follow you there. It's a free service for site owners, developers, and users, and it's automatically included in every WordPress account. Now, to see if you already have a Gravatar, simply go to Users on the left-hand side of the screen at the dashboard. So hover your mouse over Users and click on Your Profile. And this brings you to the user profile settings. Then scroll down to where it says Profile Picture. And if your actual picture is showing, then you have a Gravatar. But chances are that you don't and you're just seeing a silhouette, especially if this is your first WordPress blog. But setting up Gravatars in your site is very easy to do. You sign up once, upload a picture, and anytime you comment on any Gravatar supported blog or website, your Gravatar comes along for the ride. So to get started, head over to gravatar.com. You can just go ahead and click on that Gravatar link, and that'll take you there. Perfect. Then to get started, you're going to want to click on the Create Your Own Gravatar button. There we go. Now, you'll need to sign up for a free WordPress.com account, and I'm not going to walk you through the entire sign-up process because it's pretty self-explanatory, but I will show you how to make sure that your Gravatar shows up on your blog. So I'm just going to sign into my WordPress.com account. And remember, this is different than the WordPress.org account. The only reason we're using the WordPress.com is to create our Gravatar. Alright, so once you've created an account and set up the email and image you'll be using for the Gravatar, you'll need to add the URL that will be associated with the Gravatar. This will ensure that the image you use in the Gravatar will work on your blog. So the first thing you want to do is click on My Profile at the top of the screen. And then on the right-hand side of the screen, click on the websites link. Then click on the Add Website icon. And simply add the URL and title of your blog. There we go. And then click the Save Website button. And you'll notice that we now have a new website associated with this Gravatar. So let's check it out. So go ahead and click on the site that you just added to the profile. And this will take us back to our blog. Don't freak out. This is just the default theme and it's the home page. We just need to get back to the user profile. So let's go back to our dashboard. In the upper left-hand side of the screen, hover your mouse over where it says Welcome and click on Dashboard. And this will bring you back to the WordPress dashboard. Then to get back to the user profile, hover your mouse over Users on the left-hand side of the screen and click on Your Profile. And then if we scroll down, what? The profile picture is not there. Well, that's because we need to connect the blog to the WordPress.com account with an email address. So where it says Contact Info, simply enter the email address that you used to create the WordPress.com account. Then directly below that, add the URL of your blog. And then at the bottom of the screen, click the Update Profile button. Then the final step is we need to verify the email address that we just added. So within a few moments, you should receive an email from WordPress asking you to confirm the new email address. Go ahead and click the link to confirm. And then back at the user profile, after you've confirmed, if you scroll down, you'll see that you now have a WordPress Gravatar set up and ready to represent you across the web. Nice work. Moving on. Next, we want to delete some of the plugins that come pre-installed with your WordPress blog. Now, that's not to say that the pre-installed plugins aren't useful, but for the purpose of this video, these plugins will just take up valuable space that could be better utilized for other aspects of your blog. So on the left-hand side of the screen, in the dashboard, click on where it says Plugins. And this will bring you to your plugin manager. This is where you can add, delete, and deactivate plugins on your WordPress blog. Now, like I previously mentioned, WordPress starts you off with some unnecessary plugins. So to get rid of these plugins and free up some space, simply click on the deactivate link under each plugin you want to get rid of. And we're going to be deactivating and deleting Hello Dolly, Jetpack, Opt-in Monster, and WP Forms Lite. And you may see a pop-up notification asking if you're sure that you want to delete them and deactivate it. Go ahead and click the skip and deactivate link. Perfect. Then to completely remove them, go ahead and check the boxes next to each plugin that you deactivated. And then at the top of the screen where it says Bulk Actions, go ahead and click on that and select Delete. And then click the Apply button. And you may get a final notice asking if you're sure that you want to delete these plugins. Go ahead and click OK. And our plugins will disappear one by one. Perfect. Alright, moving on. Tip number 5 is where we're going to install the recommended plugins. Now, like I said in the intro, I always try to stay away from adding too many plugins to my blog. but there are a few plugins that I always recommend adding. Now, if you're new to the idea of plugins, WordPress plugins are bits of software that can be uploaded to your blog. The purpose is to extend and expand the functionality of your WordPress site, and there are literally thousands of plugins to choose from. If you visit my resources page on blogwithben.com, you can get a much better idea of the plugins that I use and recommend for starting a digital business. But for this video, I'll walk you through the process of adding a few plugins so that you'll know how to install the plugins that you feel are best for your blog. Now, before we start the installation process, I recommend that you either follow along step by step or write the names of these plugins down so that you can install them all at once before you start customizing your blog. Alright, so to start adding plugins, go to the plugin management menu, and we're already there. Then to add a new plugin, we're going to want to click on the Add New button at the top of the screen. And this will bring us to where we can search through the available plugins. Now, I'm going to walk you through the process of installing and activating the recommended plugins. Then, once they're all activated, I'll show you how to configure them. Now, as you can see, we have the option of filtering our search by featured, popular, recommended, and favorites. And if you have some time, I recommend browsing through the different plugins to get a better idea of what's available. But for this tutorial, I already know the plugins that I want to install. So on the right-hand side of the screen, where it says Search Plugins, let's type in the name of the first plugin we're going to install. And before you start typing, make sure that keyword is selected in the drop-down. This ensures that our search results are accurate. And then go ahead and type YOAST. And once our search results populate, it should be the very first plugin listed. There it is. Now the YOAST SEO plugin is my #1 recommended plugin whenever it comes to SEO and starting any type of blog. It's an essential component to building a strong SEO foundation, and it'll help you take care of a lot of the technical aspects of SEO so that you can focus on what's important, creating content for your blog. So to install and activate this plugin, simply click the Install Now button. And then once it's installed, you'll be able to activate it from the same screen. So go ahead and click the Activate button. And then you'll be taken back to your plugin management menu where you can see that the plugin has been successfully added to your list and is activated as well. Now once the YOAST SEO plugin is activated, you may get a notification from YOAST telling you that there are issues concerning your SEO. You can go ahead and ignore this for now because we'll address it whenever we configure the plugin later on in the tutorial. Alright, let's add another plugin. So, on the left hand side of the screen, go ahead and click Add New. And this time, in the search bar, type in jQuery, and the plugin you want is called jQuery Pinned Buttons for Images by Martians. I'm not even trying it. I'm going to totally butcher that word, but MS. There we go. This plugin is going to allow us to add Pinterest buttons to our images so that people can easily share our content on Pinterest. Alright, so go ahead and click the Activate button after you've installed it, and you will be taken to the Welcome Settings page. Feel free to check this out if you want, but I use the default settings for this tutorial, so we're all set with this plugin for now. Alright, let's add the next plugin. So hover your mouse over Plugins on the left hand side of the screen and click Add New. Then in the search bar, type in simple social icons. There we go. And this is the plugin that we're going to be using for our social media strategy, specifically to grow our audience. And there it is. So go ahead and follow the same steps as before. Click the Install Now button and then click Activate once it's installed. And we're good to go. All right, let's add another plugin. So the next plugin we're going to add is called the WP Instagram widget. And again, the same steps. Click the Add New button at the top of the screen. And in the search plugins bar, type in WP Instagram. And there it is. We want the WP Instagram widget by Scott Evans. And this will allow us to display our Instagram feed in the sidebar of our blog. And again, follow the same steps as before. Click the Install Now button and then the Activate button once it's done being installed. Perfect. And our next one is the Easy Custom Auto Excerpt. So at the top of the screen, click the Add New button. And then in the search bar, type in Easy Custom Auto Excerpt. And this plugin is going to help us craft unique excerpts for our blog feed. So just go ahead and follow the same steps as before. Click the Install Now button and Activate button. And once this plugin is activated, you should be taken to the plugin's overview page. Again, go ahead and disregard this because we'll be configuring the plugin a little later on in the video. All right, let's add another plugin. So we'll go back to our plugin management menu. So on the left-hand side of the screen, click on Plugins. And then at the top of the screen, click the Add New button to add a new plugin. And then in the search bar, type in Child Theme Configurator. And there it is. Now this plugin is going to let you create a child theme. If you're new to a child theme and you're scratching your head, no worries. I'm going to explain it in greater detail a little later on, but for now let's install this plugin. So just go ahead and click the Install Now and Activate button. Perfect. And the final plugin we want to install is called Contact Form 7. This plugin lets you easily display contact forms on your blog, and it gives your readers a way to get in touch with you. This is an essential component to any professional blogger or digital entrepreneur. So once again, Add New button, Contact Form 7 in the search bar. There it is. Click the Install Now button and Activate. And click the Activate button. And there we go. You now have all the recommended plugins installed, and you're putting a solid foundation in place that's necessary to build a successful blog. All right, moving on. Tip number 6, update the site title and display name. Now, just like everything with WordPress, there are a couple different ways to handle this, but let me show you what I'm talking about first. So your site title is used a few different places on your blog, one being in the tab of the browser. And if we fast forward to our completed blog really quick, you can see what I'm talking about. The site title and tagline help the reader distinguish which tab is what, and it creates a good user experience. And as you can see, the tab on our finished blog displays a unique site title and tagline. Next, it's used in the search engine snippets for your search results. This is important when it comes to SEO, and it also creates a good user experience as well. If you don't change it, whenever someone searches for your blog, this is what they'll see. They'll see the default settings, which is just another WordPress site. Welcome. And as you can see, there are plenty of blogs that forgot to change this. So their site looks like that in the search results. That's awful. That is not good. So we definitely want to change it. All right, so back at our dashboard, in order to change the site title, you'll want to hover your mouse over Settings on the left-hand side of the screen and click on General. This will bring us to our general settings page, and if you look at the top of the page, you can see that the site title and tagline default settings are set to welcome and just another WordPress site. It's pretty generic and we want to change it. So in order to change it to something that coincides with your blog's content and the text box next to site title and tagline, go ahead and change that. And again, make sure it coincides with your blog. There we go. Once it's set, go ahead and scroll down to the bottom of the screen and click the Save Changes button. And your site title and tagline are now updated. You should get a notification that the settings have been saved, and we're good to go. Alright, next we're going to change how our name is displayed on our blog. And what I mean by this is when we first installed WordPress, Bluehost automatically creates your user profile with the username of admin. This username is also used for our display name, which is the name that shows whenever we author a blog post. Not cool if you want the entire world to see your username. And it's also unprofessional looking. So when I say that we're changing the display name, we're essentially changing the way that our name is displayed on our blog. So the first thing that you want to do is again go back to the user settings, hover your mouse over user, and click on your profile. And this will bring you to the user profile settings where you have the ability to customize certain aspects of your profile, one of them being how your name is publicly displayed. So there are two things that I always change. First, I change the nickname and then the display name. So on the left-hand side of the screen next to where it says nickname, I'm going to enter in the name that I want to use for my display name. And then directly below that where it says display name publicly as, simply select the nickname you just created from the drop-down menu. Then scroll down to the bottom of the screen and click the Update Profile button. And as you can see, the display name has been changed, and now every time you author a blog post, this name will be used instead of your username. Next, let's install our WordPress theme. Alright, in this section of the tutorial, we're going to go over how to install a free WordPress theme to your blog. Now, the right WordPress theme can go a long way in your blog's success, and this portion of the video will show you how to turn your boring layout into a sleek, innovative, and mobile responsive design. Alright, so first things first, anytime you need to make a change to your blog, you're going to do so through your WordPress or your Bluehost dashboards. This is what I like to call home base for your blog. That's what we're looking at right now. This is actually the Bluehost dashboard, but both of the dashboards serve the same purpose. They just display things a little differently. So like I said, we're currently at the Bluehost dashboard, but again, you can install the theme through your WordPress dashboard. They both do the exact same thing. Now in this video, we're going to be installing a free theme. So the first thing you want to do is hover your mouse over Appearance and then click on Themes. And this will bring you to your theme management menu. This is where you can add new themes, change your current theme, and search for additional themes all from this menu. Now we're going to be adding a new theme, so to get started, simply click on the Add New Theme icon. There we go. And this is going to bring us to the WordPress theme directory. And basically, this is where we can browse through the thousands of different themes that WordPress has to offer. Now, if you look in the upper left-hand side of the screen, you can see that WordPress offers some filters to help you find that perfect theme. This lets you break the themes down by featured, popular, latest, and there's also a featured filter section. This is where you can get even more specific if you have a particular feature or requirement of your theme in mind. It's a great way to filter through the themes and find exactly what you're looking for. Another way to find a theme is to use their search function. This works the same way as any search bar, and it's a great way to find a theme if you already know the name of it like we do. So we're just going to type in Radiate, and that will bring up the search results. And as you can see, our theme is the first one and only one. But before you install any theme, I highly recommend that you preview the theme just so that you get a better idea of how it functions. So to check out the demo, simply hover your mouse over that image of the theme and then click on the Details and Preview button. And that's going to bring you to a quick little demo of the theme. Now keep in mind that this is just a basic demo of what the theme can do and some of its capabilities. But again, this gives you a good idea of how the theme behaves, and it gives you a good feel for the user experience as well. Now, if you look in the upper left-hand side of the screen, you'll see that each theme displays their user ratings and a short description, which can help in the decision-making process. As you can see, this theme has a perfect 5-star rating, which is very good for us. All right, so let's go ahead and install this theme. So to do so, simply click on the Install button. And then once it's installed, click the Activate button. And this will officially activate the theme and make it visible on your blog. All right, a few things to note. After you activate the theme, you'll probably get a few alerts. The first alert is telling you that the theme is activated. No problem there. But you may also see a few alerts telling you to either visit the theme's welcome page or download a specific plugin that they recommend. You can go ahead and disregard these alerts because I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know and use throughout this video. So we can go ahead and X out of these and dismiss those. There we go. Now let's go ahead and check out the theme. So hover your mouse in the upper left-hand side of the screen where it says Welcome and click on Visit Site. All right, congratulations. You now have a theme that will allow you to harness the full potential of the WordPress blogging platform. But we still have a lot of work to do. Next, let's customize this theme and turn it into a digital work of art. And let's do a little WordPress cleanup so that we have a strong foundation for our blog. All right, moving on. Next, we're going to configure the plugins that we just installed. So the first part of the design process is configuring the plugins that we just installed. Reason being is that they play a big part in how our blog is presented online. Plus, by configuring your plugins, it will allow you to have a much more efficient and secure digital platform for starting a blog. So the first plugin we're going to configure is Akismet. So we're going to go back to our plugin management page. So click on Plugins. So the Akismet plugin checks your comments and contact form submissions against their global database of spam to prevent your site from malicious content. Simply put, the Akismet anti-spam plugin blocks spammers from commenting on your blog. So to get started, we're at the plugin management menu and we'll need to activate the Akismet plugin. So go ahead and click on the activate link. Next, you'll need an API key in order for the plugin to connect to your blog. So go ahead and click on the Akismet settings page link. And this will take you to the Akismet account settings. Then to get your API key, simply click on the Get Your API Key button. And you'll be taken to the Akismet homepage. Next, click on the Activate Akismet button. And then you'll be prompted to sign up for a WordPress.com account if you haven't done so already. Again, this is a free account and it's not going to affect your current WordPress.org account, but you'll need it in order to access the Akismet plugin. So once again, I already have an account, so I'm just going to log in. And after a few seconds, after logged in, you may see a pricing table, but don't freak out. You can get the free version if you're using it for a personal blog. Now, if you're going to be running ads and earning money, then you'll need to get the $5 per month version. But for this video, we're going to be installing the personal version, so click the Get Personal button. And then at the subscription page, you'll have the option to donate to the creators of the plugin. But for now, I'm just going to slide this all the way to the left to get it for free. Then you'll notice that the plugin creators reiterate that your blog is not eligible for the personal license if you run ads, sell products, or publish info about your business. Just keep that in mind whenever you're using this plugin. All right, next, all we're going to do is just enter your first and last name and the URL of your blog. Then click the Continue button. Then you'll see a pop-up. Go ahead and click the Activate This Site link. Then on the account overview page, you'll notice a privacy policy notice. This is in regards to the GDPR Euro law, and basically this is stating that if you plan to have visitors from the UK to your blog, you'll need to enable this feature. If not, go ahead and leave the settings alone and click the Save Changes button. And we're good to go. Moving on, next we're going to create a child theme. This is by far one of the most important aspects of building a WordPress blog because it can save you a ton of time and headaches due to updates that are made to the parent theme. Now, if you're new to the concept, a child theme is a theme that inherits the functionality of the parent theme, which is the initial theme that we just installed a few moments ago. Now, the reason that a child theme is so important is because it allows you to modify or add to the functionality of a parent theme. It's hands down the best, safest, and easiest way to modify an existing theme because instead of modifying the parent theme files directly, you can create a child theme and override them within. Here's a quick example why you should have a child theme. If you don't have a child theme, every change you make could potentially be lost when there's an update to the parent theme. But with a child theme, your changes are safe and you'll still inherit the functionality of the parent theme. Basically, if you're going to be customizing your theme, you need to have a child theme in place. Now, there are a few ways to go about creating a child theme, but for this video, we're going to be using our trusty plugin, the Child Theme Configurator. This super light plugin makes creating a child theme super simple. Alright, so to get started, hover your mouse over Tools and click on Child Theme. And this will bring you to the settings page. Now, one thing I love about this plugin is that they recently made an update that streamlines the process and makes it super easy to go through and understand. And I'll show you what I mean. So the plugin does a really good job of visually walking you through the process. As you can see, they have numbered circles outlining each step. So step number 1, select an action. We're going to create a new child theme. And since this is our first child theme, just make sure that that's selected. Next, step number 2, you'll want to select the parent theme that you're going to be using to create the child theme. So make sure that it says Radiate in that drop down. Next, click the Analyze button to get started. And then, whoa, what is this? This does not look good. No worries, I'm actually super glad this happened. I have received literally hundreds, if not thousands of emails asking about this PHP debug output in this plugin. Sometimes this happens with the plugin and the WordPress install. Luckily, it's not a huge issue and it can be easily fixed. But I will say that these next steps are extremely important because you'll be editing your WP config PHP file. Now, if you don't follow these steps precisely, you can potentially crash your site. Now, I always recommend making a backup of your site before messing with your code, and Bluehost offers a convenient way to constantly back up your site on a daily basis. And let me show you what I mean. If you go back to your Bluehost user panel, you can access the backup services. So to get back to the Bluehost user panel, hover your mouse over Bluehost in the upper left-hand side of the screen and click on Back to Bluehost. Then once you're back at the Bluehost user panel, click on My Sites on the left-hand side of the screen. And this will bring you to your site management portal. And without getting into the weeds, we'll just focus on the backup options. So click on the Manage Site button, and then in that upper nav menu, click on the Backups menu item. And if you're serious about your blog and you want to protect it from potential data loss, I highly recommend that you invest in CodeGuard. It's only $2.99 per month. You can cover 5 websites, 1 gigabyte of storage, daily backup and monitoring, and 3 restores per month. And again, you can rest assured that your content will be backed up on a daily basis. This means that if you make a change to your blog and you end up crashing the site, CodeGuard will let you revert back to an older version of your blog and save your content. pretty handy, and again, it's a highly recommended investment if you're serious about your blog. All right, so if you want to invest in CodeGuard, go ahead and pause the video and put that in place, but if you follow my steps exactly, you're going to be just fine. So let's get started. So on the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to want to click Advanced, and this will bring you to the advanced section of the backend. Now don't worry, all we're going to focus on is one single file. So to do what we need to do, click on File Manager, and this will bring us to the actual files associated with our blog. Think of this as like the skeleton of the blog. All right, next, click on where it says public_HTML, and be sure to click on the actual word public_HTML and not that plus icon. And this will open up the file that we need. And there it is, wp-config.php. So go ahead and click on that so that it's highlighted and turned blue. Then at the top of the screen, click the edit link so that we can edit this file. And you should see another pop-up recommending that you make a backup of the file. Again, if you have CodeGuard in place, you'll be fine, but you'll also be fine if you follow my steps. So go ahead and click the edit button. And here we are, the WP config file. Now, if you're brand new to code, this probably looks like Japanese to you, but like I said, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do, and it's surprisingly super easy. So the change we need to make is in the code at the very bottom of the file. So scroll down to the very bottom of this code where it says define and then WP cron lock timeout. That's where we're going to make our first adjustment. What you'll want to do is comment out this section, and all this is going to do is it's hiding this snippet of code from your blog. So it's there but it isn't, kind of like a ninja. So to comment this code out, put your cursor right before the word define and type /***. And then once you do that, you'll notice that all of the code turned from blue to green. Then the final step is to close it out. So at the very end of the code, after the semicolon, type in a space, so hit the space bar, and then another asterisk followed by /. And again, all the code should be green, and everything looks good, perfect. So then the final step, after you commented that snippet out, is to click the Save Changes button at the top of the screen. And then you'll see a success notification letting you know that you're good to go. Awesome, nice work. Next, we'll go back to your blog and then back to the child theme. So click on Home on the upper left-hand side of the screen. And then click the Log into WordPress button. Then back at the dashboard, hover your mouse over Tools and click on Child Theme. And then we're going to follow the same steps as before. So make sure Radiate is selected as the parent theme and click the Analyze button. And voila, our changes to the WP config file worked. As you can see, once the plugin is done analyzing your theme, you should get a notification and a green check mark letting you know that the child theme is ready to be created. Next, you'll see the bunch of other steps have opened up. You can go ahead and leave the default settings alone for 4, 5, 6, and 7, but if you scroll down to step number 8, you'll want to check this box if you want the menu from the parent theme to be copied and used for the child theme. And since this is our first time configuring the child theme, just go ahead and check this box. Finally, we'll want to create the theme, so go ahead and click the Create New Child Theme button. And boom, we now have a child theme. You should see a splash notification letting you know that all is well. And then before we activate the child theme, we'll want to preview it just to make sure everything looks normal. So at the top of the screen, click on the preview your child theme link. And then you'll be able to view the new theme in action. And again, you'll just want to make sure everything looks good in terms of structure and functionality. And again, we haven't done anything to the theme. We just want to make sure that the parent theme is transferred over correctly and everything looks great so far. Perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and activate our child theme. So click the Activate and Publish button in the upper left-hand side of the screen. And then once it's published, let's close this out and confirm that our child theme is running. So go ahead and X out of this. That'll take us back to the dashboard. So let's confirm that everything looks good. So let's hover our mouse over Appearance and then click on Themes just to double check. And there it is. Our child theme is active, and we now have a theme that mirrors the parent theme. Nice work. Moving on. Next, we're going to configure the YOAST SEO plugin. Now, this plugin is one of my most highly recommended plugins, and it's helped my blog rank in the search engines. Best of all, it's free. Alright, so first things first, we need to configure it. So to get started, go to the YOAST settings page. So back at the plugins management menu. And once again, to get there, on the left-hand side of the screen of the dashboard, just click on the plugins link. And then again, we need to get to the YOAST settings page. So underneath the YOAST plugin, go ahead and click on the settings link. And if this is your first time using the plugin, you should see a few notifications. The first is a problem stating that you're blocking access to robots. This is normal, and it's a normal WordPress default setting, and we're going to take care of it at the end of the video. The next two notifications have to do with promos and the Google Search Console. Now, we're not going to worry about the Google Search Console or the promos in this video, so you can go ahead and disregard these. We'll just worry about configuring the plugin. So to get started, at the top of the screen, under the Check SEO Configuration notice, go ahead and click on the Open the Configuration Wizard link. And this will bring you the YOAST SEO Configuration Wizard. Now, the following steps will help you configure your SEO settings to match your blog's needs, and YOAST does offer a paid configuration service that'll do this for you, but I'm going to walk you through the process step by step and save you some time and money. But let me show you what I mean. If you click on the button for the YOAST configuration service, you'll see that they charge $169 to do what I'm about to show you to do in this video. Now, that's not to say that their services are not valuable, but I'm just letting you know that this tutorial is saving you some money, and that's always good in my book. Alright, so let's go back to the configuration wizard and get started. So go ahead and click on the Configure YOAST SEO button to start the process. Alright, so the first step is determining which environment your blog is in. Reason being, the plugin wants to know if your site should be indexed by the search engines. And when they say environment, all they want to know is whether or not your blog is live or under construction. So since we're in the process of building our blog, we'll select option B. But if your site is already live, then go ahead and select option A. But we're selecting B. Either way, I'm going to show you how to activate it once your blog is ready to publish. But like I said, since we're in the beginning phase, we're going to select B and click the Next button. Next is site type, and this is pretty obvious. You'll want to select blog. And then click the Next button. Next, YOAST is trying to determine whether or not you're a company or a person. So if you're a person, select person and type in your name. And if you're a company, select company and type in the name of your company and add your logo. And I'll show you what I mean really quickly. If you're a person, whenever you select it, it'll just ask for your name. And then if you are creating this blog as a company, go ahead and click on company, and then they'll want the name of your company and then an image that is, a logo of an image of your logo that's associated with the company. Alright, so I'm just going to select person, type in my name, and then click next. Alright, next are the social profiles. So go ahead and add all of the relevant social profiles so the Yoast can let the search engines know about your social networks and enhance your social metadata. And once you've filled all that out, click the next button. Next is the search engine visibility section, and unless you have specific requirements, I just recommend leaving this as is, so go ahead and click the next button. Next is the multiple authors section, and if you're going to have multiple people writing blog posts, select yes, but if it's just you, go ahead and leave it as no and click the next button. Next is the Google Search Console section, and this is where you can connect your Search Console account with the Yoast SEO plugin. This is a very powerful option, and if you have a Search Console account set up, I highly recommend doing this step, but since we're just setting up the plugin, we can go ahead and skip this one. You can always come back and connect your accounts later on. So go ahead and click the next button. And now we're at the title settings. This is where you can change the website name that Yoast will display to the search engines and the symbol it will use for your title separator. I like it as is, so we're just going to go ahead and click the next button. Next, Yoast wants to know if you want to subscribe to their newsletter. I highly recommend signing up. It's super helpful and it keeps you up to date with everything that's going on in the world of SEO. So go ahead and click the next button. Then they have some upgrade options and further trainings. Again, these are all very, very helpful. If you do have time, I recommend checking them out, but we're just going to skip that for now. So go ahead and click the next button. And congratulations, your Yoast SEO plugin has been configured, and now Yoast will take care of all the technical aspects of SEO for your blog. This is going to improve your blog's overall performance in the search engine results, and it'll give you some peace of mind whenever it comes to SEO. Alright, so go ahead and click the close button. And moving on. Right, next is the jQuery Pinterest plugin. Now this plugin lets you create a Pinterest share button that displays on the images within your blog. It's a great way to expand your blog's reach, and it allows your content to be much more shareable on the social networks, which is always a good thing. Alright, so back at the plugin management menu, in order to configure this plugin, we'll need to get to the settings page. So again, click on the plugins link on the dashboard. And again, we'll get to the settings page. So the jQuery pin it button for images. Right underneath that, click the settings link. And this will bring you to the plugin settings section. Now it looks like a lot, but we're only concerned with the visual features for now. So at the top of the screen, just click on the visual tab. And as you can see, in the pin image section, towards the lower half of the screen, you have the ability to change how the button looks on your images. You can change the padding and the transparency of the hover effect, the description source, and how the pin image looks in your blog. You have an option of changing a lot of different aspects of it. You can change the old default setting. You can change how the button looks. I like it as a square, so I'm just going to leave it as is. But again, you can change round, rectangle, circle, all types of stuff. But if you make any changes, be sure to click the Save Changes button. Alright, and if we fast forward really quickly to the end of the video, you can see the Pinterest share button appears on our blog post images. Perfect. And it gives our readers the ability to share our content across a very, very powerful social network. Perfect. All right, moving on. Now the fun begins. This is where we get to customize your blog and make it a unique work of digital art. Now, I know I say this a lot, but this is one of the main reasons why I recommend WordPress over other companies like Squarespace, Wix, or Weebly. WordPress gives you the freedom to customize and manipulate the site so that you can make it virtually anything you want. So, for starters, let's begin by updating the header section and logo to something that fits our brand. Now, what if we wanted to have a more custom logo, something that stood out and drew attention to our site? And if we fast forward real quick, you can see the custom logo I made for this blog. So this particular theme gives you the ability to add a full width image that displays across the entire top of the blog, site-wide. And this is called a header, and it's where we'll add our unique logo. Now, you can either pay someone to create a logo for you, or you can do it yourself for free. I like saving money, so let me show you how I made mine. So in order to make a professional looking logo, you'll need to have some sort of graphic design software. A lot of people use Photoshop, but I'm using Pixelmator, which is what you're looking at right now. It basically does the same thing and it's a lot cheaper. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the entire process of downloading Pixelmator and then making a logo, but I wanted to give you an idea of how to get resourceful whenever it comes to designing a logo for your blog. And if you're interested in Pixelmator, below this video I'll put a link in the show notes where you can check it out. Now, all I did for this was I used an image for the background, which are those women working out, and then I added my own unique logo on top of it and then saved it as one image. Then I'm going to use this image for the logo within the header. And one thing to keep in mind is the size of the image you use for the background. Reason being, as you can see, the default setting of this theme is to tile the image and to repeat it across the header. Now, I used an image that was 1900 by 450 pixels, and that seemed to work pretty well. Another thing to note is that I positioned the logo directly in the middle of the image. That's because the header isn't responsive. So by placing the logo in the middle of the image, you'll have a professional looking logo on desktop and mobile. All right, now that we have our new logo, let's add it to the blog. And I want to show you how easy this is to do. So the first thing we want to do is get to the customization menu. And you have a few ways to do that. Either one gets you to the customization menu, but let me show you both ways. So the first way is back at the WordPress dashboard. If you go to your blog by hovering your mouse over the site name in the upper left-hand side of the screen and then clicking on Visit Site, you can get to the customization menu by clicking on Customize at the top of the screen. You can also access the customization menu through your Bluehost dashboard. So to get there, hover your mouse over the site title in the upper left-hand side of the screen, click Dashboard, and then on the left-hand side of the screen again, hover your mouse over Bluehost and click on Home. Then under the Design and Build section, simply click on the Customize Theme button, and this will also get you to your customization menu. Either way, anytime you need to make some tweaks to your theme, you're going to do so through the customization menu. Now, to change the logo, on the customization menu, click on the Header Media tab. And this will give us the ability to change what is displayed across the top of the blog. As you can see, the theme starts you out with a default image of a city skyline. Now, you do have the option of also adding a video instead of an image, but for this tutorial, we're just going to be adding an image. So go ahead and click on the Add New Image button. And this will bring us to our media library. This is where we'll update and store the images that we're going to use on our blog. So to add the image of the new logo, simply click on the Select Files button in the middle of the screen. This will allow you to search for that image on your computer. And once you've found the file, go ahead and click the Select and Crop button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Then you'll have the option to crop it. Go ahead and click the Skip Cropping button since we're going to be using the full image. And there we go. And our logo is ready to be used. I love the way it looks across the top of the blog. Logo looks good in the center. So let's go ahead and make these changes live. So at the top of the screen, you're going to want to click the Publish button. Perfect. Next, let's change the color scheme of the blog. Now, if you haven't noticed, the default color scheme of this theme is purple. And if you're planning on using purple within your brand and your blog, then you can skip this step. But as you can see, I'm using a somewhat aqua blue color within my logo. So I want to change the theme's overall color scheme so that it matches the same shade of blue as our logo. So to do that, back at the customization menu, go ahead and click on the arrow to get back to the main menu. And then click on the Colors tab. And this will let you change the color scheme of your blog. Now, we're just going to be changing the primary color, but you also have the ability to change the header text and background color if you want. But again, we're just focusing on the primary color. So under where it says primary color, click the Select Color button. And this will open the color selector. Now, since we're using a very specific color, we'll want to swap out the purple hex color code with the hex color code of the aqua blue. And here's how it works. If you go to color-hex.com, you can literally choose from thousands of colors and their hex color codes. And all a hex color code is, it's a way of specifying color using hexadecimal values. And this code, which starts with a pound sign followed by a few numbers, is generally associated with HTML and is how color is translated in computer code language. Pretty nifty, the more you know. All right, so once you've decided on the specific color you're looking for, just copy that hex code and paste it within the primary color field in the customization menu. And as you can see, the color scheme across the entire blog has been updated to the aqua blue that matches our logo. Looks great. So let's publish these changes into production and make it live. So click on the Publish button at the top of the screen. And we now have a professional looking color scheme that matches our header and logo. Looks great. Moving on. The next thing we want to do is add a favicon, or as WordPress calls it now, a site icon. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a favicon or site icon is, a favicon is the tiny image that web browsers use to help distinguish between web pages. And if we fast forward to the end of the video and take a look at the top of the screen, you can see what I'm talking about. These images within the tabs are favicons. They're great for branding efforts, and they help people navigate online. Additionally, some browsers and mobile devices will display a larger image, like the Safari browser, which is what we're looking at right now. The site icon that we're going to create will also be used as a browser and app icon for your blog. So that's why it's important to have a site icon for your branding efforts. All right, so back to the blog. So to change the site icon, go back to the customization menu by clicking the arrow and then select the Site Title tab. Now, before you choose your icon image, keep in mind that WordPress recommends that you use an image that's at least 512 pixels wide and tall. And that's because the image will be used for your favicon and app icon. Now, if you're wondering how you're going to create this image yourself, don't sweat it. Just head on over to canva.com and you'll be able to easily create a free custom favicon very quickly. This website can help you create stunning graphics with their free design software, and I use them quite a bit. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to walk you through the entire process of creating a favicon, but canva.com is definitely an awesome resource that will help you with some design elements for your blog. And plus, it's free. And I'll put a link to their site below this video, but I highly recommend using it for designing graphics for your blog. You can also use Pixelmator to create the site icon, and if you designed your header image and logo with Pixelmator, then your site icon will be a cinch. Either way, both of these resources offer great ways to create your favicon and site icon. All right, so to add the image you're going to use for your site icon, simply click on the Select Image button within the customization menu, and this will bring you to the media library. Then click on the Upload Files link at the top of the screen. And then click on the Select Files button. And just like before, you're going to select the image that you want to use, and then click on the Select button at the bottom of the screen. And as you can see, the image that I just uploaded is now being used for the favicon and site icon. Looks great. Looks a lot more professional too. So go ahead and click the Save and Publish button to make our changes live. And there we go. We got a favicon and site icon. Moving on. The next thing we want to do is configure our blog by adding additional pages and creating a primary menu. And if we fast forward to the end of the video, again, you'll see what I'm talking about. So having a primary menu with separate pages allows you to diversify your content and help visitors navigate through your blog. This not only creates a better user experience, but it's also great for SEO. So the first thing we want to do is we want to delete the sample page and then create the new pages that we'll use within our primary menu. And if we visit our site really quick, you'll see the WordPress starts you off with the sample page. And if we take a look at the actual page, you'll see that WordPress uses the sample page to help you visualize what your content will look like within the theme. But we want to get rid of this. So to delete the sample page, we'll need to go to our dashboard. So if you're not already there, in the upper left-hand side of the screen, hover your mouse over the site title and click on Dashboard. Then hover your mouse over where it says Pages and click on All Pages. And this will bring you to the Pages menu where you'll see all the pages that have been created for the blog. Now there should only be one sample page, but if you see more, go ahead and delete them as well. So to delete the sample page, simply hover your mouse over the page and then click on the red trash link. There we go. And the page has been deleted and moved to the trash. Next, we want to add our new pages to the blog, and there are a couple ways to do that. The first way is at the top of the screen. If you hover your mouse over the plus new link and select page from the drop down, that will let you create a new page. You can also hover your mouse over pages on the left hand side of the screen and select add new, or you can just click the add new button at the top of the screen. Each of these options will allow you to add a new page. So we're just going to click the add new button and this will bring you to the WordPress visual editor. Now, before we go any further, I should point out that WordPress is gearing up for a major overhaul to their visual editor. In a few months, they'll be getting rid of this editor that you're looking at right now, and they'll be moving towards a totally different user experience. So if you're watching this video and your screen looks different than mine, that's because you're using an updated version of WordPress. You can still get by with this video, but I'll be creating a new tutorial when that update comes out. So again, if you're watching this and the new visual editor has been deployed, I'll have a link in the show notes that will take you to the new video that shows you how to use the new video editor. But if you're watching this video and your screen looks like mine, you can stay here and keep moving forward with this tutorial. All right, so this editor is the same editor that you'll be using to create your pages and your blog posts, and it's commonly referred to as a WYSIWYG editor, which stands for what you see is what you get. Now, the thinking behind the acronym is that whatever you type in the content area will be what you see on your blog, but we'll cover that in a couple of minutes. The concept is fairly straightforward. You have a title section where you enter the title, a content section where you'll enter the content. Below, you'll see the YOAST SEO plugin if you installed it. Then we have our publishing options, page attributes, and a section for a featured image. Now that you know your way around the visual editor, let's create our About page. So the first thing we want to do is give our page a title. And since this is our About page, we'll type the word About in the title field where it says Enter Title here. And as you can see, the YOAST SEO plugin is already beginning to take care of our Google snippet for us. And keep in mind, this is the snippet that will show up when people search for your page in the search engines. Now, when you have some more time, I encourage you to edit the snippet and add specific descriptions for each page as well. But for this tutorial, we're just going to focus on creating the page. Now, we're not going to be adding content to the page just yet. We're simply creating them so that we can add them to our primary menu. Once we have all of our pages, then we'll worry about adding content. All right, so once you've named the page, go ahead and publish the page. And like I said, we'll add content to the page once we've set up our nav menu. Let's just go ahead and click the publish button. There we go. Next, we'll just follow the exact same steps to add additional pages. So click the Add New button at the top of the screen. And let's add our next page, which is going to be our weight loss page. Again, this can really be anything, but since we're creating a health and fitness blog, we'll create a page that speaks to the audience. So type in the title, weight loss, and then click the publish button to push it live. And I should mention that after you publish a page, WordPress lets you know with this little splash notification. Next, we'll just follow the exact same steps to add additional pages. So click the Add New button at the top of the screen. And this next page is going to be our group sessions page. So type in the title and then click the Publish button to push those changes live. There we go, and then we're going to add our other page. So once again, top of the screen, click the Add New button. And then this is going to be our exercise page. So I'm going to give the page a title and then click the Publish button. And then our final page is going to be our contact page. So just click the Add New button at the top of the screen. Give it a title, Contact, and then once again we'll publish this page and make it live. Perfect. Then after we've added our pages, let's create our primary navigation menu. But first, let me show you the default menu. So let's just view this contact page really quick. It's top of the screen, click the View Page link. And as you can see, WordPress has already added our pages that we just created to the primary nav menu. But the pages are in alphabetical order and aren't displaying in the order that I'd like them to. So let me show you how to reconfigure the primary nav menu. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we want to access the menu management page. So go ahead and hover your mouse over your blog's title in the upper left hand side of the screen and then click on Menus from the drop down. There we go. So this is your menu management page, and this is where we can add pages to a menu, change the menu structure, change the settings, the location, even rename your menus, and much more. This is home base for building out your different menus. So as you can see, WordPress automatically builds your first menu for you as you were building the pages of your blog. This is super convenient, but we want to change the order of the menu items. And if we fast forward to the end of the video real quick, you can see the order that we want to place our menu items in. In our primary nav, we have Home, About, Weight Loss, Group Sessions, Exercise, and Contact. Alright, so back at the blog, you'll want to situate the menu items so that they appear the way you want on your live blog. For example, the menu items listed at the top of the menu structure will be the farthest to the left on your blog's primary nav menu. So I want weight loss to be after About, so to move it, simply click on the menu item that you want to move, hold it down, drag it, and drop it to the new location, hence the drag and drop term. There we go. Then I'll move the group sessions up, and then I'll move exercise up, and that pushes contact to the bottom. Perfect. Next, click the Create Menu button. And after a few seconds, that will open the menu settings. And you want to be sure to check the box that says Primary Menu. This ensures that your menu will be shown as your primary menu of your blog. Then click the Save Menu button. Perfect. And if we visit our blog, we'll notice that our primary menu is up and running and in the right order. Perfect. Looks great. All right, moving on. Next, let's configure the sidebar. Now, one of the many reasons why I recommend the Radiate theme is because of the sleek and minimalist design. Plus, each page has a 2-column layout that can be easily customized to your liking. On the left-hand side is where we add the content, and then on the right-hand side is our sidebar. This is where we can add various widgets, links, and images. Now, keep in mind that the content on each page will be different, but the sidebar remains the same throughout the blog. So first things first, let's start customizing our sidebar. And to do so, we're going to need to go to the customization menu. So go ahead and click on Customize at the top of the screen. And then click on the Widgets tab. And let's start adjusting the layout of our sidebar. So the first thing we want to do is clean this up. So let's get rid of a few of the widgets that we won't be using in our sidebar. And to remove them, simply click on the arrow, and then once the widget opens up, click the red remove link, and the widget will magically disappear. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and remove all of the widgets in the sidebar except for the search widget. And one more. Click the remove link. Perfect. Now let's build our sidebar and start adding widgets. So to add a widget, click on the Add a Widget button. And then you'll see all of the widgets that you can add to your sidebar. We're going to be adding and creating our About blurb to the sidebar, so go ahead and click the Text tab. And this will open up the widget, and as you can see, it's a pretty simple layout. You have a field for your title, which is what will display above your About Me section within the sidebar. Then below that is a smaller version of the WYSIWYG editor, and this is where we're going to add the image and content of the About section. And let me show you what I mean. So if we fast forward real quick, for this tutorial, you'll see the end result. The About section will have a centered image with some content below it. It's a super minimalist layout, but I think it looks great. All right, so back at our blog, the text widget, is fairly intuitive and easy to use. So first, let's give this widget a title, and for the sake of time, I'm just going to call this section About. Pretty simple, perfect. And you'll notice that our changes start to automatically take effect on our blog in real time. That's pretty cool. Next, we want to add the image. So in the WYSIWYG editor, place your cursor within the text box and click the Add Media button. And this will bring you to your media library. Then just like before, we'll want to upload our new image. So click the Upload Files link. And then click the Select Files button. And just like before, you're going to find the image that you want to use. And then after you select your image, we'll want to make a few adjustments to it before we add it to the widget. And if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, after you upload and select the image, you'll see the attachment display settings. Now this gives you the ability to change the alignment, add a link, and change the size of the image, all from this little tool. It's pretty convenient. So we're just going to configure the alignment so that it's centered. So on the right-hand side of the screen, under the Display Settings section, click on the drop-down menu next to Alignment and select Center. That'll center the image. Then to change the size of the image, we want it to be full size, so click the drop-down menu next to where it says Size and select Full Size. And then if you want to add a link to the image, meaning whenever someone clicks on the image, they'll be taken to another web page, you can do so here. And if you're going to do that, I recommend that you link to your About page, and I'll show you how to do that later on in the video, but for now, we're just going to adjust the alignment and the size. Alright, so once we've selected our image and changed the display settings, go ahead and click the blue Insert into Post button at the bottom of the screen. Perfect. And now that our image is ready, let's add some content below it. But before we do that, let me show you a cool feature of the text widget. As you can see, the image is bigger than our text box. Well, you can change the size of the text box by clicking on the little arrow icon in the lower right-hand side of the widget and dragging it down. This lets you adjust the size of the widget, and it gives you some more space as you're adding your text. Alright, so this is where you can create a quick little About Me blurb to introduce yourself to your readers. For the sake of time, I'm just going to add some dummy text, but again, this is where you'll have your own personalized introduction. Alright, everything looks good, so let's make these changes live. So click the Publish button at the top of the screen. And now our changes are live in our sidebar. Perfect. Moving on, let's add social icons to help build your following. Okay, so now we want to add our social icons to the blog. And if we fast forward to the end of this video, you can see what the icons will look like once we set them up. As you can see, we're going to place the icons right below the About section of the sidebar. This particular widget displays the social icons in a clean and minimalist design, and it's super simple to set up. So to add the social icons back at the customization menu, click the Add a Widget button, and then within the menu, you're going to select the Simple Social Icons tab. And this is where you can configure the widget so that it displays and links to specific social networks. So first things first, let's give this section a title. I'm going to call it Let's Connect for obvious reasons. We want people to click on these icons and connect with us. All right, next you have the option to open the links in a new window. So whenever someone clicks on one of your social icons, it opens that link in a new tab. This is a personal preference, but I recommend doing it. So go ahead and check the box next to where it says Open Links in a new window. Then below that, you have the ability to customize the size, radius, width, alignment, and color of the social icons. For this tutorial, I'm going to leave most of this alone, but we will adjust the alignment and the colors. So instead of align left, we're going to center the icons. So under the alignment section in that drop-down menu, go ahead and select center. There we go. Then I'm going to adjust the look by changing the icon background color. And you'll basically just click the select color button next to the aspect of the widget that you want to change. Keep in mind that if you know the hex color code of the color you want, like I do, you can simply copy and paste it within the widget and it will change the color of that social icon. Perfect. Next, we'll want to enter the URLs of the social media sites we want to link to. And as you can see, they have all of the popular social media networks listed. And all you'll want to do is you'll want to put the full URL of the site you want to link to within each field. Now, for the sake of time, I'm just going to use a hashtag for the URL so that the icon shows up. But again, you'll want to put the full URL of the site that you want to link to whenever you're filling this out. And as you're entering the URLs of your social networks, you'll notice that the icons are showing up in the sidebar. Now, if you don't like the size and color of them as you're adding them, remember, you can easily change that within the widget. All right, so once you've added all your social networks and customized the look and feel of the icons, go ahead and click the Publish button at the top of the screen. And our changes are live. It looks awesome. We now have a sleek and professional looking way to build our social media following. Moving on. Alright, so next let's create a way to collect email addresses on our blog. This is commonly referred to as building your list, and it's probably the most effective way to build an audience and earn revenue with your blog. Now we'll get into the details of earning money later, but for now, let's add an email opt-in form to the sidebar of your blog. And if we fast forward real quick, you can see what we're going to be building. This email opt-in form is a super lightweight version. It looks clean. It's also a great way to build your following. So before we do anything, the first thing you need to do is sign up with an email marketing company. If you're on a budget, I recommend using MailChimp. They're free to get started and they let you create a free opt-in form for your blog. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the entire process of signing up for an account. It's very easy to do and fairly straightforward, but once you've set up your free account, this is how you'll add an opt-in form to your blog. So the first thing we want to do is create a new list. And a list is simply the list of email addresses that sign up for a particular offer, lead magnet, or newsletter. This lets you easily manage and keep track of your subscribers. So to create a new list, at the top of the screen, click on the tab that says List. And then click on the Create List button. And again, this is where we'll enter our list details. So first, we'll want to give our list a name, and you'll want to name it something that coincides with why people are signing up, like newsletter or free ebook. I'm just calling this fitness for the sake of this video, but again, you'll want to name this something that coincides with why people are signing up. Next, you'll enter a default from name. This is who your emails will come from. Again, for the sake of time, I'm just entering my first name, but you'll want to use something people will instantly recognize, like your blog's name. Next, you'll want to remind people how they signed up to your list. So directly below that, you're just going to write a short reminder of how people signed up. And sometimes people need a little reminder. I know people are out there filling out forms left and right, but again, this is where you can write something like, hey, you signed up because you're awesome. But again, this is just reminding people why they signed up to your list. There we go. Once you've filled out all the list details and you've reviewed everything to make sure all the info is correct, go ahead and click on the Save button at the bottom of the screen, and your list is ready to go. Next, we want to create a sign-up form that will send emails to this list. So basically, anytime someone submits their email address through this form we're about to create, the email will become part of the list that we just made. Now, to create a sign-up form, at the top of the screen, click on the Sign Up Forms tab. And since we're going to be generating HTML code to embed in our sidebar, you'll want to select the Embedded Forms option. And this will bring you to the Embedded Forms option, obviously. So MailChimp offers some pretty standard yet effective opt-in forms. As you can see, they have the classic form. They also have the super slim form. There's the horizontal form, the naked form, and last but not least, the advanced form. And this is where you can add custom CSS and hidden fields, but for our blog, we're just going to use the classic form. Now, by default, MailChimp's classic form includes a title and then the email address and first and last name fields. But what if we don't want to include that within our form? Well, if you look on the left-hand side of the screen, there are some form options that give you the ability to customize your form. This is a pretty powerful tool for a free service. So for this form, I'm going to remove the title since we'll be creating our title within the widget. So just uncheck that first box under the form options. Next, I'm only going to require people to submit their email address. So to change the form fields, I'm going to select Show Only Required Fields so that all someone has to enter is their email address. Finally, we want to add the HTML code to our blog. Now, don't let the code intimidate you. All we're going to be doing is copying and pasting this HTML code into our sidebar. So simply click on the code, and it'll all turn blue, and then hit Command-C on your keyboard to copy the code. And then once it's copied, we want to go back to the blog, and then we're going to add a custom HTML widget. And since we're pasting the code from MailChimp, click the Add a Widget button, and then select the custom HTML widget. And then the first thing we'll do is we'll give this a title. And I'm just going to title this Join the Team. But again, I recommend your title reflects what you're trying to accomplish with your opt-in form. And then that HTML code we just copied from MailChimp, simply paste it to the content section of the widget. And as you can see, the form is now visible within the sidebar. Looks good. But what if you want to add a little blurb below the title? Maybe something that explains what the reader is signing up for. And if we fast forward again really quick, you can see what I mean. So right below the title, I'm going to add a little text blurb. And this is just dummy text, but again, you'll want to add something here that entices people to sign up to your email list or explains what your list is about. Alright, so back to our form. You can easily add your own content to it by making a quick edit to the HTML code. Now, this isn't anything crazy technical, but you will be adding your own p tags to the code. Let me show you what I mean. So, simply scroll up to the top of the content section so that you're at the very beginning of the HTML code. And then place your cursor on line 1. And then press enter a couple times so that you can give yourself some space to add the new code. Now for this video, I'm simply going to paste the new code from the code cheat sheet with some dummy text. But again, this is where you'll add your own content. Just be sure that you write your content in between the two paragraph tags, or more commonly referred to as the p tags. Let me explain really quickly if I haven't already confused you. In the world of HTML, you have an opening tag and a closing tag with content in between. The only difference between an opening tag and a closing tag is the /. The closing tag is the only tag that will have the /, right there. And again, you add content by placing it in between an opening and closing tag. So, for this particular part of the form, we're going to add an opening p tag followed by some content and then finish it with a closing p tag. And again, the closing tag is the tag that has the / in it. And as you can see, by adding the p tags with some dummy text, we've successfully added a small blurb within the form. Additionally, now that anyone signs up using this opt-in form, they'll be added to your newsletter list in MailChimp. Awesome. So let's go ahead and save this really quick. So at the top of the screen, go ahead and publish our changes to push them live. And it looks great. We have our About Me blurb, our social icons, and our opt-in form all within the sidebar. Perfect. And again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to build your email list. The first step in doing that is to have a way to collect email addresses, and this form gives you the ability to build and grow your subscribers for free. Alright, moving on. Next, let's adjust the search widget and add the categories widget. These two things give your readers a quick and easy way to filter through your blog's post by keyword or by category. It's a great user experience, and it's another way to let your audience easily browse your content. So for the search widget, you can easily drag and drop it into place. It's currently at the top, but it can easily be moved. So to do so, simply click on the search widget and drag it to the bottom. And there we go, looks great. Next is the categories widget. So we'll actually need to add this one. So just like before, click the Add a Widget button. Then select the Categories tab. And by default, the title is already categories, so I'm just going to leave it as is. But I do want to change the way that the categories are displayed. Now, we haven't created any categories for our blog posts, so there will only be one category, which is the default uncategorized category. Now, the default settings lists your categories out as a hyperlink, but if you have a lot of categories, this will get crowded and make your sidebar look bad. So let's change that. Okay, so I want to show the categories as a drop-down menu. So all I'll do, within the widget, I'll select that first box where it says display as a drop-down. And we'll add more categories to this later, but for now, the user experience is a lot better. All right, let's move on to the next widget. So I'm just going to close this out by clicking on the done link, and then I'll close up this categories widget. There we go. Moving on. So next we're going to add an Instagram widget to the sidebar, and this will let you share the images from your Instagram feed directly to your sidebar of your blog. And as an influencer and health and fitness blogger, I'm sure you're aware of the power of Instagram. And as you can see, we took a little fast forward trip to the end of the video. We have the Instagram widget, and then once you click on it, it takes you directly to the Instagram page. It's a great tool, great way to build your social media following and your reach. So just like before, we'll add a new widget. So click the add a widget button, and then go ahead and click on the Instagram tab. And now we can begin to customize it. Now you have a couple options whenever it comes to the title, number of photos, the size of photos, and how Instagram opens once you click on it. And it's super easy to configure. Just go down the line of each field and fill it out accordingly. So for the title, I'm going to go ahead and leave it as is, but you can always change it if you want. Next, you're going to want to add your Instagram username. This way the plugin will pull your Instagram feed and display it within your sidebar. And then if we scroll down, you can see the feed is within the sidebar. Perfect. Next is the number of photos. It's currently at 9, but I'm going to change it to 1. But again, you can always set it to whatever number you prefer. And the photo size, I'm leaving it at large. And then you have the option to control where Instagram opens when a user clicks on one of your photos. By default, it's set to open in the same window, but if you want to change it so that Instagram opens in a new tab, simply select New Window Blank from the drop-down. And finally, you can add some link text to show up below the widget. I'm going to keep this as is so that it says follow me. And then let's go ahead and close this. So click the done link and then publish it to make our changes live. Boom, and there we go. Love it. Looks great. Next, let's implement your first revenue stream so that you can start earning money with your blog. So I'm not going to lie, this is my favorite part. And the way we're going to earn revenue with the blog is through affiliate marketing. And if we fast forward real quick, you can see what we're going to be making. What you're looking at right now is display advertising using affiliate campaigns within the sidebar. This is one of the most profitable marketing strategies, and this theme sidebar offers some premier advertising space within your blog. Now, I should mention that I'm going to be showing you how to implement affiliate marketing campaigns. And anytime you have affiliate offers on your blog, you need to disclose to your audience that they're clicking on an affiliate link. So in addition to your affiliate offer within your sidebar, I'm going to show you how to add an affiliate disclaimer as well. This will not only protect you legally, but it allows you to be transparent with your audience, which is always a good thing. This ultimately leads to more conversions because you're building trust with your audience by being honest. Now, before we get started, I want to give you a quick rundown on how affiliate marketing works. At its core, affiliate marketing is a monetization strategy that lets you market other companies' products for a cut of the profits. There are a lot of ways to get started, but before we do, let me lay out the 3 main steps to affiliate marketing. So, it's pretty basic, but here's the gist. Step 1 is you sign up for a reputable affiliate program like Adidas, and as a health and fitness blogger, you'll want to make sure that you join an affiliate program that makes products that align with your audience's interests. Step 2 is you promote that affiliate offer on your blog through display advertising, affiliate links, and email campaigns. And then step 3 is you get paid. So anytime someone clicks on your affiliate link and makes a purchase, you get money. So let me show you a few ways you can start setting up affiliate revenue streams on your blog. So getting started with affiliate marketing is a pretty straightforward process. One way to go about it is to go directly to the company you want to partner with and fill out their affiliates program application. You can typically do this by going to the footer of a company's homepage and finding the affiliates link. And we're at the Adidas homepage, and by clicking on the affiliates link within the footer, this will take you to their affiliate program page where you can start filling out the application. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the entire process of the application, but this will give you an idea of what you'll need to do in order to become an affiliate for the company by going directly to their website. So once you're at their affiliate page, you can click the Apply Now link, and then you'll be taken through the affiliate application process. Again, I'm not going to walk you through this, and I know that it can seem somewhat tedious, but if you want to start earning money with your blog, it's a necessary part of the process. Next, you can also become an affiliate by signing up with an affiliate network. Now, affiliate networks are great because they offer a platform that allows merchants and publishers to discover one another. And if you're new to the concept, merchants are companies that offer affiliate programs, and publishers are affiliate marketers who promote these companies on their blog or their websites. So the affiliate network, which is what you're looking at right now, acts as an intermediate between the two, which lets merchants reach a larger audience and offers publishers, which are us, we're the affiliates, the opportunity to earn a share of the sale. And for this tutorial, I'm going to show you two examples of affiliate networks that you can join. The first is called ShareASell, which is what you're looking at right now. And this affiliate network is filled with a ton of great companies that you can partner with to begin promoting their products for affiliate revenue. And once you find a company that has an offer that you think would be attractive to your audience, you can click the Join Program button and simply follow the steps to apply it. And as you can see, there are a ton of affiliate products that you can join here, but once you find a company that has an offer that would be attractive to your audience, you can click the Join Program button and simply follow the steps to apply. It usually takes about 24 hours for the application process to go through, but once you're accepted, you can begin promoting their affiliate offers on your blog. All right, another affiliate network that you can check out is called ClickBank. And again, once you sign up, there are a ton of great companies for you to partner with. So after you have joined the affiliate networks and found a product to promote, you'll need an affiliate link. And the affiliate link is the most important aspect of this process because this is how you will track who uses the link, and it's how the company can tell if someone makes a purchase through your link, which in turn leads to you getting paid. So for this particular affiliate network in ClickBank, once you find a product, click the Promote button, and then this will prompt a pop-up where you'll be asked to enter the nickname and campaign of your link. This is totally optional, but this helps you track your links, and it lets you know which links and campaigns are working and which ones are profitable. And I'm just going to give this a generic nickname and campaign name, and there we go. But before we create this link, I want to show you something. If you read the text within the pop-up, you'll notice that this particular affiliate offer pays you 75% of the sale for each paying customer you refer. And since this product is around $26, that means that you'll earn about $7 for each sale. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but once you start building traffic to your blog and you get, let's say, 100 people to make a purchase through your affiliate link, that's $700 from one affiliate product. And that's just one product. You can potentially do this with multiple products, and that's why I love affiliate marketing. All right, so once you're ready, click the Create button, and ClickBank actually gives you the affiliate link as well as the embed code. But for this tutorial, we're just going to be using the link, so go ahead and copy the first link. And then back at the blog, you're going to add that affiliate link that you just copied to an image within the sidebar. This is a highly effective way to promote affiliate offers on your blog, and it's super easy to do. Now, with most affiliate programs, they're going to provide you with the images to use with your affiliate link. So once you're an affiliate for their company, you'll simply download the image and use the affiliate link they provide within the sidebar. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to add a basic image since I'm not an actual affiliate for Adidas yet. But again, good affiliate programs will have images and banners for you to use within your sidebar. So back at the blog's customization menu, go ahead and click on the Add New Widget button because we're going to be adding the image widget. There we go. And then select the image tab to open up the image widget. And for this section, we're going to leave the title blank because we're just going to have the image. And then we're going to add an image. So click on the Add Image button. And then select an image you want to use for your campaign. These are the same steps as before. I'm uploading an image that I already have. Select the file. And then once you have your image, you'll need to add the affiliate link to it. So underneath the attachment display settings on the right hand side of the screen, you'll have the ability to link to a custom URL and change the size of the image. So the first thing I'm going to do is change this to full size so that it looks proportionate within the sidebar. There we go. Then I'm going to add the affiliate link to the image. So this is where you'll paste the affiliate link we copied from ClickBank a few moments ago. Perfect. Then click the Add to Widget button at the bottom of the screen. There we go. Perfect. We have our new affiliate image and link and campaign in the sidebar. Awesome. All right, next let's add our affiliate disclaimer. So I'm going to close this up really quick. And then if we fast forward to the end of the video, you can see that I've created an affiliate disclaimer before the affiliate, or excuse me, after the affiliate offer. Below it is what I meant to say. This assures that you are following FTC guidelines and it protects you legally. So back at the blog, we're simply going to add a text widget and then add the affiliate disclaimer within that. So click the Add Widget button and then select the text widget. And then I'm going to title this affiliate disclaimer. Just straight to the point. And then I'm adding dummy text within the content section, but this is where you'd enter your affiliate disclaimer, notifying your readers that there are affiliate links on your blog and that you'll earn a commission if they make a purchase through those links. Now, it's not only a best practice to be transparent with your audience, but it's the law. All right, so once you're done, let's go ahead and click the Publish button at the top of the screen. And let's X out of this really quickly so we can check out our sidebar. Let's check it out. There we go. Awesome. You have now set up your first revenue stream within the sidebar, and it looks great. Let's go ahead and test this really quickly. So go ahead and click on the image. Perfect. Goes to our affiliate offer. Awesome. We now have a functional revenue stream open and ready for traffic. Love it. All right, moving on. Next, it's time to start configuring the pages of your blog. And the first page we're going to configure is the About page. And let me show you what I mean really quickly. Once again, if we fast forward to the finished blog, you can see that our About page displays a nice mixture of media and content. Super simple, looks clean, and it's straight to the point. All right, so to configure our About page, first you'll need to be on the page you want to edit. So make sure you're on the About page. Then to start editing, you have a few ways to go about it. At the top of the screen, you can click on the Edit Page link, and this will bring you to the back end of the page where you'll make all of the edits. Or you can click the Edit link on the actual page. Either way, both options will get you to the back end of the page. So, just to recap, what you're looking at is commonly referred to as the WYSIWYG editor, which stands for what you see is what you get. And the concept is fairly straightforward. You have a title section where you'll enter your title, a content section where you'll enter the content. Below you'll see the YOAST SEO plugin if you installed it. Then we have our publishing options, page attributes, and a section for a featured image. And just to reiterate, WordPress is gearing up for a major overhaul of their visual editor. In a few months, they'll be getting rid of this editor that you're looking at right now, and they'll be moving towards a totally different user experience. So, if you're watching this video and your screen looks different than mine, that's because you're using an updated version of WordPress. Now, you can still get by with this video, but I'll be creating a new tutorial when that update comes out. So again, if you're watching this and the new visual editor has been deployed, I'll have a link in the show notes that will take you to the new video that shows you how to use the new visual editor. But if you're watching this video and your screen looks like mine, you can stay here and keep moving forward with this tutorial. So now that you know your way around the visual editor, let's configure our About page. And the first thing I'm going to add to this page is some text. And I'm just going to copy and paste some dummy text But again, this is where you would begin to write your introduction to your audience. And I'm just going to add a little more text. Then I'm going to add my headings. So the first one will be my mission. And then I'll add some text below that. And then the second heading will be my vision. We'll add some content below that. And then the final heading will be my promise, and some text after this. All right, now these headings are currently formatted like all the other text, but we'll want to change their size so that they stand out from the rest of the content. Having different headings within your content is good for SEO, content structure, and readability. Headings also help skim through the content and help people quickly find what they want. All right, so let's adjust the font size on the first heading, my story. So to change the size of the text and turn it into a heading, simply highlight it and then click on the arrow next to paragraph. That'll give you the drop-down menu, and this lets you select the different sizes of headings. We have heading 1 through heading 6, 1 being the biggest. And for SEO purposes, I highly recommend you select anything below heading 1. So I'll just select H2, and as you can see, the font has changed. Then let's go ahead and do it again. So again, I'm going to highlight my vision. I'm going to select heading 2. And one more time, we'll do it for the third heading, my promise. And click the paragraph drop down and select heading 2. Perfect. Looks good. We have our 3 headings. All right. Next, let's add some images to the content. So the first image I want to add will go under the My Mission section. So place the cursor at the beginning of the first sentence, and then to add an image to the content, click on the Add Media button at the top of the screen, and this will bring you to your media library. And you're probably already familiar with this, so we're just going to follow the same steps as before and upload a new image. There we go. Then once you find the image you want to use, before we add it to the page, we'll want to adjust the display settings. So on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll want to make a few tweaks. This is a pretty robust feature that allows you to configure the image and change the way it's displayed on the blog. So for this particular image, I'm going to change the alignment to the left, and then we'll insert into the page. And there we go. And you'll probably notice that the original size of the image doesn't look quite right. And that's because there will be some subtle differences between how your image and content looks in the WYSIWYG editor compared to when it's published on your blog. That's why it's important to preview your changes before you publish them. And we'll do that in just a minute. But this image does seem a little large. You can easily change the size of the image within the editor by clicking on the corner of the image and dragging it to the size you prefer. And just like that, there we go. Looks good. Now let's add another image. So we'll click the Add Media button. We'll follow the same steps as before. And I'm going to leave the display settings as is. We're going to insert that into the image. And once again, we're going to drag the corner to readjust the size. And there we go. Now before we publish, I highly recommend that you preview the page. So click the Preview Changes button on the upper right hand side of the screen, and this will open another tab that will show you a preview of what the page will look like. We have our headings, the images look great, content is nicely spread out across the page. Looks good. Alright, so let me show you a few more things that you can do to the content within the WYSIWYG editor. So if we go back to the visual editor, and if you look towards the top of the content section, you'll see a toolbar displaying the editing tools. And here you'll have the ability to bold the text, italicize it, add bulleted and numbered lists, add quotes, align the text to the right, the center, and the left, add a hyperlink to the text, and add a read more tag. And then if you click on the toggle icon, it opens up additional editing tools that you can play around with whenever you have some more time. All right, additionally, I should point out that this editor has the ability to switch from the visual or WYSIWYG editor to the text editor with these two tabs. Basically, what this means is that the visual editor is like a Word doc. You can copy and paste images and text and will act like you're using Microsoft Word. But the text tab will bring you to the text editor, and this will show the HTML of your content, which we'll cover a little later in the video. This feature comes in handy if you're familiar with HTML, but even if you're new to HTML, it's a good way to get your feet wet with code and learn how your content is structured. Alright, so let's play with this toolbar and add a quote to the page. And all we're really doing is we're changing some of the text to display as a quote, basically. So simply find the text that you want to quote and highlight it within the content section of the WYSIWYG editor. I'm just going to select a random sentence. There we go. Then click the quotations icon within the toolbar, and you should see the text shift a little to the right. There we go. Then let's preview this. So in the upper right hand side of the screen, click the Preview Changes button. And as you can see, the text has been formatted to display as what we call a block quote. And it's nothing crazy, but it's a fun way to bring your content to life, and it adds a bit of uniqueness to the page. Looks good. Alright, next let's go over how to set the search engine snippet preview with the YOAST SEO plugin. So back at the editor, if you installed the plugin, you'll see some settings towards the bottom of the page. And this is where you can get your hands dirty with the page's SEO. This little tool lets you adjust how your page title and meta description look in the search engine results. You can also set a focus keyword, check the readability of the content, and even review the SEO analysis so that you can make sure you're following the SEO best practices when you're writing content. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the entire process of editing the SEO settings, but this is where you can configure the YOAST SEO plugin so that your page is optimized for the search engines. Finally, it's time to add a featured image. Now, the featured image is used for a few reasons, but mainly it's what will be displayed when we share the link to your page on the social networks like Facebook. And as you can see from this example, the featured image is what shows up when it displays on someone's Facebook feed. So, to update the image, under the featured image section, click on the Set Featured Image link, and this will bring you to your media library. And once again, it's the same process as before when adding an image. There we go, but once you have the image, there are two things I always recommend doing. The first is giving the image a title. This is what will show up when someone hovers their mouse over the image. It's a good user experience, and it's just the best practice. There we go. The second thing I recommend doing is adding the alt text. And without getting too technical, the alt text is what the search engines will see since they can't actually see the image. So you'll want to be descriptive whenever you're filling out the alt text. There we go, and once the image is ready, click the Set Featured Image button. Perfect. Now our page is ready to be published. So we'll just scroll up, and since we already previewed it, we can go ahead and update this. So click the Update button, and that'll make our changes live. And then let's view the page. So at the top of the page on the WordPress dashboard, click the View Page link, and it looks awesome. All the pieces are in place. We now have a professional looking About page that will introduce you to your readers. Moving on. Next, let's configure and add our 3 featured pages that are going to be prominently displayed on the home page. And this is just another reason why I love this theme, because it gives you the ability to create a cool user experience while also giving you the opportunity to increase traffic to specific pages of your blog. And if we fast forward real quick, you can see what I mean. So since this is a health and fitness blog, I'm going to set the weight loss, group session, and exercises pages as the featured pages section on the home page. So let's start with the weight loss page, and we'll go back to the blog. So make sure that you're on the correct page. There we go. And once we're at the weight loss page, go ahead and click the edit link. And then back at the WYSIWYG editor, I'm going to add some dummy text and an image within the content section. But again, this is where you can add weight loss tips, diet plans, or even add links to your affiliate offers. This page can really be anything, but since it's on the home page as a featured page, it has the potential to generate a lot of traffic. So why not monetize it, right? All right, so I added some text, and then I'm just going to add a quick image within the content. There we go, and then let's go ahead and insert this on the left. So I'm going to change the alignment once again under the attachment display settings. I'm not linking to anything, and I'm going to leave it at the full size, and then we'll click the insert into page button. And it's pretty big, so go ahead and click on it. Remember, you can just drag that corner to adjust the size. Perfect. A little more. There we go. Looks good so far. Let's go ahead and preview this. So click the preview changes button. And I like it. Looks good. All right, so let's go back to the visual editor. And now we're going to focus on the featured image. So the featured images for these 3 pages will be significant because not only will they display when you share links to the pages on social media networks, but they will also be used as the featured image on the home page. So I recommend trying to make them all consistent with one another. And for these pages, I've created graphics that are kind of darker and have a health and fitness icon on them. There we go. And we're going to adjust the attachment details. So I'm just adding the title and the alt text. Perfect. And then click the Set Featured Image button to add that as the featured image. There we go. And once again, I'm not going to edit the YOAST SEO settings for the sake of time, but as you're creating these pages, don't forget to set your SEO preferences below. All right, everything looks good, so let's go ahead and publish this page and make it live. So click the Update button. Perfect, and then let's view the page. So click the View Page link at the top of the screen. And it looks great. Moving on. Okay, let's add our next page, the Group Sessions page. Now, this page is unique because it's also going to act as a landing page where you'll collect email addresses. This is important because it not only acts as a featured page, but will also act as a way for you to build your email list. And if we fast forward real quick, you'll see the end result of what we're going to be making. So the idea behind this is that when someone clicks on the featured group sessions page on the homepage of the blog, they'll be taken to a separate landing page that has the opt-in form that we created in MailChimp, which is what you're looking at right now. The process for setting this up is going to be somewhat similar to the sidebar process, but the only difference is that we'll be adding the opt-in form code to a landing page instead of a widget in the sidebar. And all landing page is that it's the page a person technically lands on. which is our group sessions opt-in form page that you're looking at right now. All right, so once again, we'll want to visit the page that we're going to be editing. So back to the blog, we're going to make sure that we're on the group sessions page. There we go. And then click the edit link to get to the WYSIWYG editor. All right, and then this is important. Once you're at the WYSIWYG editor, you'll want to change to the text tab since you'll be adding the HTML of the opt-in form to the page. And if you stayed at the visual tab and added the HTML code, it won't display correctly on your blog. So before you add anything, make sure you change from the visual tab to the text tab. All right, so the first thing I want to do is add a little text before the form. This is a great place to explain what your form is about and entice people to fill it out. And you're basically just putting your cursor in the content box, and I'm just copying and pasting some dummy text, but again, this is where you'll add your little intro if you want. Then we'll want to revisit the list section of our MailChimp account and recopy the opt-in form code. And this is just like before when we were adding it to our sidebar. Now you can make a separate list if you're going to be having two separate lists for your landing page and your opt-in form, but for this video, we're just going to be using the same code. And I am adjusting to have the form title included, and I'm going to show all fields on this form, so I made those adjustments within the form settings. And I copy that code, and then we'll go back to the blog and paste that code within the text editor. And there we go. And then let's preview it really quick and check it out. So click the Preview Changes button. Awesome, we now have a professional looking opt-in form and landing page that will help you build your email list and client lists. And remember, every time someone fills this form out, they'll automatically be added to the MailChimp email list that it's associated with. Perfect. All right, next let's add the featured image. So back to the editor. And remember, I want to keep the featured image of the next few pages consistent since they're going to be displayed on the home page featured section together. And we're just going to follow the same steps as before to add the featured image. So click the Set Featured Image link. And then I'm going to upload my image. And again, this is the pre-made image that has the workout icon. And again, I'm going to be adjusting the title and the alt text. And set the featured image. Perfect. And then click the update button to push these changes live. And then we'll want to view the page once it's been published, just to make sure everything looks good. And there we go, it looks great. And again, I can't reiterate how important it is to build your email list, and this landing page gives you the ability to effectively grow your following. All right, moving on to the next page, the exercises page. Now for this page, I'm going to show you how to embed a responsive YouTube video within the content. And once again, if we fast forward real quick, you can see what this will look like. So the idea is fairly simple. We're going to add a YouTube exercise video within the content. This is yet another way to create a unique user experience and add a diverse mix of media to your blog. All right, so back to the blog. Make sure you're on the exercise page. So we'll click the exercise tab to visit the page that we're going to be editing. And then we'll click the edit link to get to the WYSIWYG editor. And then once again, one thing to mention is that we're going to be adding the embed code for the video. So make sure you're still in the text tab of the WYSIWYG editor. All right, so let's add some content. And once again, I'm just adding some dummy text for the sake of time, but this is where you will be writing out the content for your page. There we go. Next, it's time to add the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to YouTube, and at this particular video that we're going to use, you're going to want to click on the share button below the video to access the shareable link. And then go ahead and copy that link that YouTube gives you. Then we're going to use this neat little resource called Embed Responsively. And I'll put a link to this resource below the video in the show notes. But this nifty little tool lets you create responsive embed codes for a variety of different media sources. So we're using YouTube, so make sure you have the YouTube tab selected. And we do. Perfect. And then paste the URL that you just copied in that text field, and then click the embed button. And then you should see a preview of the video along with the new embed code below it. So go ahead and copy that code. So select all of it and then copy it and go back to your blog. And then place the cursor within the content where you want the video to display and simply paste the code. There we go. And let's preview this really quick. So click the Preview Changes button. And it looks okay, but the spacing looks a little off at the bottom of the video. No worries though, we can fix that with a little HTML. And since you're well versed in that, I'll show you how to do it. So you want to go back to the editor, and then right below the embed code we just added, you're going to want to add some HTML and create white space below the video. And the easiest way to do that is to add opening and closing P tags or paragraph tags like we went over a little bit earlier in the video. There we go, and then we'll click the Preview Changes button to check it out. And it looks good. The P tags have given us a little more space between the video and the content, and I think it looks a lot better. Alright, so let's add our featured image. So back to the editor, just like the two previous pages. Click the Set Featured Image link, and we're just uploading that image, and this is our third featured image for that section of the homepage. So again, I'm going to make sure that it's consistent with the other ones, so it has the health and fitness icon on there. And I made those images myself. If you have some design software, or you can use canva.com and easily create something like that as well. All right, set the featured image, looks good. So let's go ahead and publish this and click the update button. There we go, made our changes live, and let's view the page just to make sure everything looks good. Perfect, looks great. We got our content nice and evenly spaced, and we got our nice little exercise video embedded from YouTube. Awesome. All right, next, moving on, let's configure our contact form page. All right, so let's take a look at the contact form. If we fast forward and visit the contact page at the end of the video, you'll see how the contact form differs from the opt-in form. For starters, it looks different, and that's because we're using totally different software. Instead of MailChimp, we're using the Contact Form 7 plugin. Additionally, the contact form isn't going to be attached to our email list. Instead, it will send the messages straight to an email box of your choice. This page's main purpose is for inquiries and questions regarding your blog or your services. All in all, having a contact form is a great way to keep a line of communication open between you and your audience. All right, so to add a contact form, let's go back to our blog. And we're actually going to want to go back to the dashboard. So once we're back at the blog, to get to the dashboard, hover your mouse over the blog's title on the upper left-hand side of the screen and click on Dashboard. And then once again on the left-hand side of the screen, hover your mouse over Contact and click on Contact Forms. And this will bring you to your Contact Form admin page. And just like the other plugins, this is where you can configure the different aspects of the plugin. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the entire process and all the advanced features, but if you have some time, I recommend taking a closer look at all the settings that are available. Now, there should be a preloaded contact form named Contact Form 1. Go ahead and click on that form. Then before we add the form, there's one setting I want to show you, and that's the mail setting. And this will let you set the email inbox that all the inquiries from this form will be mailed to. So go ahead and click on the Mail tab. And the only thing you need to worry about right now is the very first field titled To. And that's where you'll enter the email address that you want the messages from this form to go to. And I recommend you make this your business email and not your personal email. Alright, now another great thing about this plugin is that it creates the short code of the HTML for the form, so that all you have to do is just copy and paste the short code to your blog, and you'll have a fully functional contact form that allows your visitors to send you messages. So let's copy the short code, and that's going to be located at the very top. Go ahead and highlight that and copy it, and then go back to your blog. So the upper left hand side of the screen, click on Visit Site. And then we're going to go to the contact page, so access that page, and then click the edit link. And just like our previous pages, we'll paste the shortcode in the content section of our visual editor. And one thing to keep in mind is when you're using shortcode, it doesn't matter which tab you're in. You can be in the visual or the text. There we go. I added a little copy above the form, and we'll take a look at it really quick. So let's go ahead and preview the changes. And as you can see, the short code is pushing out the full contact form, and it looks great. We have a clean and elegantly designed form that's ready to be used. All right, it looks good, so let's go ahead and publish this and update the changes. So click the update button. And once again, remember to add your SEO settings as well as the featured image. I'm skipping those steps for the sake of time, but you want to be sure to add those to your contact page. All right, next, let's configure the home page and add the featured page section. So the way that this theme is set up is that right below the header, there is a section for 3 featured pages. And if we fast forward real quick, you can see them in action. Now I know we've already gone over this, but I want you to see how these 3 pages will be displayed on the home page. And it's a pretty simple change. We're just going to prominently display the weight loss, group sessions, and exercises page in the featured section, and it can be easily done within the customization menu of the WordPress dashboard. So if we go back to the blog to make the necessary changes, you're going to want to click on the customize link at the top of the screen. And this will open your customization menu. Then you're going to want to click on the front page featured section tab. And this will open up the settings. It's pretty straightforward. Simply select the page you want to display from the drop down for each section. And you'll notice that as you're selecting the pages, they'll start to appear on the home page. There we go. Now the excerpt looks a little long for my taste, but we can easily edit that within the page. So first, let's publish these changes. So click the publish button. Then, like I said, I feel like the excerpt is a bit long. That's a lot of text, and I want them to be much smaller so they don't take up so much space on the home page. So to change that, you'll need to make one small adjustment to each individual page. So first, we'll go to the weight loss page. You can do that by clicking the Read More button, and then click the Edit Page link at the top of the screen. to access our WYSIWYG editor. Then all you're going to do is insert a read more tag within the content. Now it's going to look a little weird when we do this, but the way this tool works is that it only shows within the excerpt of the home page and not the content. And I'll show you what I mean. So all you're going to do is select the sentence or sentences that you want to display as the excerpt within the featured page section. And I'm just going to use the first few sentences. And then I'm going to place my cursor at the end of those, at the end of the 3 sentences, and then I'm going to add a break. And I'm just pressing the enter button twice after those few sentences. And I'll make sure my cursor is in that white space. Next, place the cursor within the white space and click on the Insert Read More tag. And then you should see some dashes and the word more within the content. And this means that it's working. Don't worry, this part right here is not going to show up in the content of your page. So let's update this really quick and take a look at it. So click the update button to publish these changes and let's check it out. And we're just going to visit the site so we can go to the home page. Perfect. And as you can see, the excerpt for the weight loss page looks a lot better, in my opinion. So, just to keep it consistent, let's do the same thing to the other 2 pages. Now, we're in the visual tab for the opt-in form, so it's going to look a little different than when we were adding it as HTML, and I'll show you what I mean. So go to the group sessions page, click the edit link, and that's what I'm talking about. So see the content section, it's not HTML, it's just regular text, and that's fine. It's just going to look a little different. So we're following the same steps. We're picking our 3 sentences that we're going to use, then click the Insert Read More tag, and again, make sure our cursor is in that white space in between the 2 sentences. We got the read more and the dashes. Perfect. Okay, we'll update this, and then we'll take a look at the home page and make sure everything transferred over. Perfect. We're getting there. It's looking better. All right, let's do this to the last page, the exercise page. Let's edit the page to get to the back end. And we're just going to follow the same steps as before and insert the read more tag. Perfect. And then we'll update this and view the home page just to make sure everything looks right. There we go. Voila. Looks so much better in my opinion. Then when you actually visit the page, you'll see the content within the page isn't affected at all by the read more tag. Perfect. Looks great. Okay, so speaking of the excerpt, there's another small important adjustment that we're going to need to make to one of our plugins before we start adding blog posts. So to do that, let's go back to the dashboard. In the upper left-hand side of the screen, hover your mouse over your blog's title and click Dashboard. And then hover your mouse over Plugins and click on Installed Plugins. And all we're going to be doing is we're activating the Easy Custom Auto Excerpt plugin so that we can customize how our blog posts look in the blog feed within the home page. So at the plugin management menu, just find the Easy Custom Auto Excerpt plugin and click the Activate link. And it should bring you to another settings page. Now, the default settings do the trick and let you customize the excerpt within the WYSIWYG editor. So you can skip this and we can just start adding blog posts. So now that we've configured and customized our blog, we can start publishing actual blog posts. And you've probably noticed that WordPress starts you off with the default blog post titled Hello World, and it should be the first one there in your blog feed. Now, the Radiate theme uses this post throughout the entire feed, but that's just so that you get a visual of how the theme is supposed to look and behave. And we'll be getting rid of the Hello World default post in a few minutes, but before, let me show you some of the features of this theme's blog feed and blog post layout. So, the Radiate theme does a great job of keeping things simple. The blog feed is conveniently placed below the featured section, and the simplicity of the minimalist design really comes through in this layout. Plus, when you visit a post, the 2-column layout lets you display your content along the sidebar, which increases your opportunity to build your email list since your opt-in form will be viewable on all blog posts. Additionally, after every post, the theme gives you the ability to conveniently display recommended posts that can help increase user engagement and increase the amount of time your audience spends on your blog. All right, so let's go back to our dashboard. So on the upper left-hand side of the screen, hover your mouse over your blog's title and click Dashboard. And the first thing we need to do is delete the sample post. Reason being is that leaving this post in your blog feed looks unprofessional and it's not really good for SEO. So to get rid of it, hover your mouse over Posts on the left-hand side of the screen and then click on All Posts. And this will bring you to your post admin section of the dashboard. This is where you can quickly manage all the posts that are currently in your queue. And since we only have one post, there should only be one post on this page, the sample post. So, to delete it, simply hover your mouse over the title and then click on the red trash link. And there we go. It's moved to the trash and removed from your blog feed. All right, then let's visit the site just to make sure it's not displaying. So visit site, and there we go. Nothing is found, meaning that it's time to start publishing your own original content. This is when you officially become a blogger. This is very exciting. So let's add your very first blog post. Now, there are a couple different ways to add a new blog post, and I'm going to show you each way, but they all do this. They all do the exact same thing, and you get to the exact same place. It really comes down to what you're most comfortable with. So the first way to add a new blog post is through the Bluehost dashboard. So if you go back to the WordPress dashboard, you can access the Bluehost version by hovering your mouse over Bluehost in the upper left-hand side of the screen and clicking on Home. This will bring you to the Bluehost version of the dashboard, and you can add a new blog post by clicking on the Add New Post button. Pretty simple. Now the second way is to hover your mouse over Posts on the sidebar on the left-hand side of the screen and click Add New. It'll be your second selection in the drop-down menu. And then finally you can add a new post by hovering your mouse over the new link and selecting Post from the drop-down, and it will be your first selection in that drop-down menu. But again, all these options will get you to your visual editor and allow you to create, edit, and publish a blog post. All right, so what you're looking at right now is the blog post visual editor, and you're probably noticing that the concept is pretty much the same as building a page. We'll be using the WYSIWYG visual editor to add, upload, and publish content to our blog. And I'll walk you through each one as we go, but again, it's basically the same process as creating a page. So, since you already know your way around the visual editor, let's create a blog post. So the first thing we want to do is we want to give our post a title. So where it says enter title here, type in the desired title of your blog post. Now remember, your title is going to be your blog post's headline. And crafting an attention-grabbing headline can be challenging at times, but try to keep it under 70 characters and always implement keywords within each title. Alright, so now that we have our headline, let's add some content. And directly below the title is the visual editor. And this is where we'll enter our blog's actual content and text. Now, I know we already covered this, but it doesn't hurt to review. So this editor has the ability to switch from visual or WYSIWYG editor to the text editor. And the way you do that is with the visual and text tabs. And basically what this means is that the visual editor is like a Word doc. You can copy and paste images and text and it will act like you're using Microsoft Word. But If you switch to the text tab, that will bring you to the text editor, and this will show the HTML of your content. This feature comes in handy if you're familiar with HTML, but even if you're new to HTML, it's a good way to get your feet wet with the code and learn how your blog posts are structured. All right, so let's start adding some content. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to be using dummy text for the content within this post. But this is where you'll actually start typing the text and adding the content for your blog post. And again, for this tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and paste a few paragraphs of dummy text within the visual editor. There we go. And next, we want to create a category to add this post to. So a category is a group of related posts that are about similar subjects. Whenever you create a category, it organizes your posts and makes it easier for people to find what they're looking for on your blog. So to create a category, on the right-hand side of your screen where it says Categories, go ahead and click on the Add New Category link. And then directly below that, a text field will open up and we'll type in the name of the category we want to add this blog post to. So this post is titled 10 Steps to a Healthier You. So in that case, we'll name this category Health Tips. And then click the Add New Category button. And we now have our first category. Next, let's add our featured image. And all a featured image is, once again, it's the image that visually represents your post on your blog. It's like a little blog advertisement. And again, this is the same process as adding an image. Simply click the Set Featured Image button. And then we're going to upload our file and select the file from our computer. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to add the title and alt text for this image, but I recommend you make a habit of doing those two things for every image you add to your blog. All right, now that our image is all set, click the Set Featured Image button. And there we go, our featured image is set and ready to go. But I want to show you something about this theme. If we preview the post, so scroll up and click the Preview button, you'll notice that the featured image isn't included with the actual post. Typically, a featured image would be displayed above the text, but this theme is a little different, and that's because the way the theme is set up is that the featured image only shows within the blog feed. But when you visit the post, it disappears. So I like having a featured image that displays on both the feed and the actual post. So let me show you how you can do that with this particular theme. So let's go back to the visual editor, and we're going to actually add an additional image within this post. So place the cursor within the content, the very top, and then give yourself a little space, and then click the Add Media button. Then we're just going to upload an image. Then once we have the image, I'm going to adjust the display settings so the image is aligned in the center of the post and make sure it's full size. Then click the Insert into Post button and add the image to the post. Okay, and let's preview it and check it out. There we go. You now have an image that's leading your content. This is good for user engagement, and I personally just think it looks better. All right, so back to the visual editor. I'm actually going to publish this post so that you can see what it will look like on the home page once it's live. And also don't forget, you're going to want to adjust the SEO settings and configure the search engine snippet within the YOAST SEO plugin before you publish the post. But for the sake of time, we're just going to publish it. So go ahead and click the Publish button. And then let's take a look at this real quick. So let's actually visit the site so we can see the blog feed. Alright, so if you added a featured image and an additional image within the content, the blog's feed will display both of them. That looks pretty bad, but we can fix that, so don't worry. It's just a little workaround. So go back to the editor, and we'll get there by clicking the edit link at the bottom of the post. Then all we're going to do is we're going to add our own excerpt within the back end of the post. Now, if this seems confusing, I apologize, but this is just a workaround for having a featured image display twice in the blog feed and at the beginning of the actual post. So all you're going to do is just paste your desired excerpt in the excerpt section at the bottom of the post. There we go. Then scroll up and click the update button to make the changes live. And let's check it out. So if we visit our blog's homepage, there we go. And as you can see, the featured image is the only image that is displaying within the blog's feed. Then if we actually visit the published post, you'll see that the featured image is conveniently placed above the content. Nice little workaround. All right, looks great. Let's add another post. All right, so for this example, let's add a post with the new link at the top of the screen. So to add our new post, hover your mouse over the plus new link at the top of the WordPress dashboard and then click on post, and you'll be taken to the WYSIWYG editor. Perfect. Now I'm just going to quickly add our headline and content, and I'm just going to follow the same steps as before, but for the sake of time, I'm basically going through this very quickly, whereas you would normally be spending a good amount of time writing your blog post out, adding links, adding media, and so on. But again, just for the sake of time, we're going to be going through this pretty quickly. So I'm just grabbing some dummy text, and then I'm going to add our new category. This one will be diets. There we go. Next, we're going to want to add our featured image. Great. Now that we got our image, we'll set the featured image. And then we'll scroll down and add the excerpt. Perfect. And then next we want to add our image above the content. And I don't know if I pointed this out previously, but this is just a personal preference. Whenever I add this image above the content, I make it the same image that I'm using for my featured image, so that way whenever someone clicks on the post, that they'll have the same experience. But again, you can add a different image here if you'd like, but I just like to keep it the same. There we go. Perfect. Now, one thing I want to point out before we publish this post is that you also have the ability to edit the permalink within the back end of the blog post. And just a refresher, a permalink is a static hyperlink to a particular web page or blog post. All it really is, though, is it's the URL of the content that you're publishing on your WordPress blog. These are the links that you're going to be sharing with the world whenever you want to share your content, and these are the URLs that people will enter into their browsers whenever they want to view one of your pages. And if you look right below the title, you'll see that WordPress conveniently displays your permalink for the post. And if you remember from earlier in the video, we configured the permalink settings so that the URL uses words from the post title. However, you also have the ability to edit it if you want to shorten it or change the permalink altogether. All you would have to do is just click on the edit button. Remember though, if you do change the permalink, use dashes in between the words. Alright, so let's publish this post and check it out. So we'll go ahead and click the publish button. And then we'll view our page. And once we visit the home page, perfect. We have our 2 blog posts with our featured image, and then we have that image that's leading the content. Looks good. Perfect. All right, let's add one more post. And again, I'm just going to go through this fairly quickly. And this is going to be the exact same process as before. I am entering our title, and I'm going to add some content. And we're going to add our featured image, as well as our excerpt and the image above the content. And also, as you're creating these posts, don't forget to add the SEO settings within the Yoast SEO plugin. Again, I'm just flying through this for the sake of time, but whenever you create your posts, you really need to focus on SEO, not only within the content, but within that Yoast SEO plugin, so that you're optimizing every single aspect of your blog post for the search engines. All right, so we have our image above the content. We also have the content. Let's add the featured image. And again, I like to keep the featured image the exact same as the image that I'm using above the content. We have our excerpts. There we go. And let's go ahead and publish this. So click the publish button. And then we'll visit the site so we can see the home page, and we can see our brand new blog posts displaying in the blog feed. So let's check it out. And if we scroll down, we have our yoga, we have our diet post, and then we have our health tip posts. We click on it. Looks good. Really love the way that this turned out and the way that this blog post displays the content. Perfect. All right, next, moving on, let's add the related post section to the bottom of each post. And this is super easy. All you have to do is go to your Customize menu, so click on the Customize link at the top of the screen. Then select the Related Posts tab. And then check the box where it says to activate the related posts. Then below that, make sure the first option is selected so that the related posts will be grouped together by category. This assures you that the related posts below your content will be of the same category. All right, now it's time to make this live. So go ahead and click the Publish button. And I'm going to X out of this really quick. And then if we visit a blog post, you can see that once we scroll down to the bottom, the posts aren't showing. Now don't freak out. That's because all 3 posts are in different categories. So we'll want to actually add one of these posts to the categories of another post. So we'll edit the post and then go to the category section, and we're just going to add this to the health tips category and then update it. And then if we revisit the post, if you scroll down, you'll see that the related post section is now beautifully displayed at the bottom of the post. Perfect. All right, we're in the home stretch. We have 2 final housekeeping tips to go over, and then your blog will be complete. This is exciting. We're almost there. It's light at the end of the tunnel. So the first housekeeping tip I want to share with you deals with SEO. By default, WordPress hides your blog from the search engines. That's because your blog isn't optimized for the search engines when you're just starting to build it. However, now that you have a search engine friendly blog that is structured correctly and has content, you're ready for the search engine bots to crawl your site. So one way to let the search engines know that your blog is ready, it can be configured within your WordPress dashboard. So simply go to your dashboard. Once again, hover your mouse over your blog's title and click on Dashboard. Then within the dashboard on the left-hand side of the screen, hover your mouse over Settings and click on Reading. Then towards the very bottom of the reading settings, you'll see an option for search engine visibility. Like I said, by default, WordPress discourages search engines from indexing your blog. So to encourage them to crawl and index your site, simply uncheck that box and then click the Save Changes button. Now, one thing I should mention is that this doesn't guarantee that your blog will be indexed by the search engines. You'll also need to submit a sitemap to all the major search engines in order for your blog to be properly indexed. Luckily, the YOAST SEO plugin takes care of a lot of the heavy lifting and automatically creates an XML sitemap for your site. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a sitemap is, it's basically an easy way for you to inform search engines about pages on your site that are available for crawling. A sitemap is a file where you can list web pages of your site to tell Google and other search engines about the organization of your blog's content. Search engine web crawlers like Googlebot read this file to crawl your blog. So you can view your sitemap by going to the featured section of the YOAST SEO plugin. So go ahead and click on that YOAST icon at the top of the screen, and then click on the Features tab. Then just make sure that the sitemap lever, is what we'll call it, is switched to on, and it is. Another useful tip is to check and make sure that the sitemap is configured correctly. And you can do that by viewing the sitemap URL and then copying it and pasting it on xml-sitemaps.com. So to access the sitemap URL, click on the little question mark icon next to XML sitemaps, and then click the See the XML sitemap link. And this will take you to your actual sitemap. Now, it doesn't look like much, but trust me, this is a very important aspect of your blog. So to check the validity of the sitemap, copy the URL, and then go to www.xml-sitemap.com, and I'll put a link to this tool in the show notes. And then once you're at the site, just paste your sitemap URL within the field, and then click the blue Validate Sitemap button, and there we go. No issues detected. Perfect. Now remember, this doesn't automatically guarantee that your blog will be on the search engine results. You still have to submit the sitemap to the search engines. This is different for each search engine, but the most common search engine is by far Google. And the way to notify Google is through Google Search Console, which is what you're looking at right now. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the entire process in this video, but all you need to do is sign up for a free Google Search Console account and submit your sitemap. It's a fairly straightforward process, and I'm currently working on a video that walks you through that process. But once you have your Google Search Console account, you'll just go to the sitemap section, which is located under Crawl and Sitemaps. Then, in the upper right-hand side of that screen, you'll click the red Add Test Sitemap button and then add the URL of your sitemap. This will ping Google and let their search engine bots know that your site is ready to be crawled. And again, I'll put a link in the show notes that will take you to the Google Search Console sign-up portal so that whenever you're ready to launch, you can get that process started as well. Alright, finally, it's time to launch your blog. This is it. The moment you've been waiting for. It's time to show the world what you've been working on, and it's time for you to shine. So if you remember, Bluehost displays a coming soon page in place of your blog's homepage. But now that you're ready to launch, it's time to lift the curtain, remove this coming soon page, and showcase your hard work. So to push the launch button, you'll want to go to your Bluehost dashboard. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard first. And then to get to the Bluehost dashboard, hover your mouse over Bluehost and click on Home. And then once you're ready, it's time for liftoff. Click that blue launch button. And once you do that, your blog is live. Congratulations, you now have a fully functional health and fitness blog that is ready for the world. The Radiate theme, coupled with the power of WordPress and Bluehost web hosting, is a digital launchpad for multiple types of industries and campaigns. It's a great way to start an online business, and building a blog is your first step towards becoming an online success. Again, thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and if you ever have any questions along the way, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be sure to help you out. So that's going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would like, share, and subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. As always, your support means a great deal to me and my family, and for that, I thank you. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.